You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why do you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity.
We are trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys playing footsie over the table?
No. Yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No. There's vampires everywhere. Let's get back to let's do this.
All right.
Welcome to Born in the 80s 177. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
That's right, Adam's here. Get used to it.
Yes. Indeed.
He's here, crack a beer, get used to it.
Uh-huh.
Adam Ham,
Yeah.
how's your week been? You been busy?
Yeah.
I've been shacking up with a roommate.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd... Shacking up
Oh, well, you're...
to have,
Adam,
like, connotations that I don't...
No. You're in a shack.
Well, I don't know if we'd call a two-bedroom house a shack.
I would call that place a shack.
Wow.
I'm kidding. There's a kitchen that's nice.
Yeah.
So, it's like more than just a shack. I feel like a shack is like a one-room hovel.
Yeah.
You've got multiple bedrooms, a bathroom, and a kitchen, which is actually pretty new. The kitchen's nice.
Yeah. And, like, a living area.
Other than the fact that you don't have a dishwasher, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
That's so weird.
I know.
Gotta have a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like doing dishes is not fun.
That's terrible.
It's not too bad.
It's pretty terrible.
I lived for a while without a dishwasher in a place, and I cooked everything, and it's not that bad. You just have to figure out a way to do it, I guess. Like figure out a way to not make it as terrible.
Yeah.
Buy a drying rack. Do a bunch of listen to podcasts while you wash dishes, and keep on top of it. Rinse bowls out immediately, so all you have to do is really just scrub it quick, throw it in the drying rack, let it sit. I know the game, Adam.
Yep.
Does your brother cook at all? Your roommate?
More than I think.
Oh wow, Adam, you gotta get in on this.
Yeah, I know. I was
You
doing
cook-
the Hy-Vee. We're going to do the Hy-Vee thing soon.
Have you cooked anything
Recently?
since the brats of weeks past?
Just frozen pizzas.
Okay, that's not cooking. That's heating up a frozen pre-made thing.
Yeah.
It's like eating a lean cuisine. You're just getting it warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. I bought a bunch of brats too because it was the holidays. I bought beer brats, and when I ate them with Lance, we were drunk, so I didn't really cook them beer brat style. But I heated them up. But when we had some leftovers, Lauren and I made beer brats, which is pouring a bunch of beer into a frying pan or a saucepan, right? Mm-hmm. And then putting the brats in there and let them boil in the beer.
Yeah.
And then you cook them, and then they're like super beer flavored ish. Mm-hmm. They're delicious.
Yeah, that's what we did on our camping trip.
So good. Oh, I love brats.
We boiled them in beer, basically.
Yeah, and I had leftover buns, of course, because this is I feel like this is a stand-up comedy thing.
It is. Yeah.
It's like, but seriously, I always end up having to buy more meat because I have like 4 buns left over, and I'm like, well, but I bought a 4-pack of. Apparently, they make these. So I went to the Walmart.
Yeah.
I love Walmarts.
They're all right.
I'm supposed to hate them, I guess, but they're just well put together. At least the ones that I've been to. Easy to find everything. I bought some Harley Davidson branded smoked chicken sausage.
Nice.
Jalapeno cheddar chicken sausage.
Yeah.
They're very good. Very cheesy. A little bit too much cheese, I think, in the meat.
Yeah.
But good nonetheless to finish off those buns. Because they come in 4-packs. So I feel like it's a good number to finish off a bun pack.
Yeah.
Oh, so what have you been up to? You been just busy all week hanging out with your brosim?
Pretty much. Yeah, when I'm not at work, I'm usually watching The Wire with him, which he has not
The Wire. He's never
Yeah.
seen it.
He's not.
What season are you on?
Season 3. Although, the thing is, I had started, like, rewatching The Wire before he got here.
Yeah.
So he kind of jumped in around the earliest parts of season 2.
You didn't even restart for him.
I offered to. He declined.
He declined. He's like, no, I'll catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, though, each season's got kind of its own story.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not insane.
No.
Especially season 2 jumping in, because that
Yeah.
season really doesn't connect a lot to the other seasons. So.
No, not at all.
Other than the fact of, why is McNulty on a boat at the start of season 3?
Right.
I
mean, there's
or no,
clearly some stuff
McNulty's on a
they...
boat season 1. Or season 2, sorry.
Yeah.
He gets put on the boat.
Yeah.
That show's so good. How many times through have you seen that?
I think this is probably my 5th,
Wow, yeah.
maybe.
Let me see. I watched it entirely when I was unemployed.
Yeah.
When I was unemployed, I watched that show all the way through. Mm-hmm. And then after I finished it, I was like, Adam, you have to see this show. And I watched it all the way through with you.
Right.
And I think I've watched it all the way through since then. So that's 3. And I'm watching it again with Lauren. So it's... I'm not completely four times, but close.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
That's one of those things I do like almost once a year.
It's darn good.
Yeah, I'll be like, it's time to watch The Wire again.
It's just well put together.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the best shows ever made, I would think.
Totally.
One of the best dramas ever. I'm trying to think of other shows I do that with. I watch Mr. Show a lot.
Yeah.
The Bob Odenkirk, David Cross sketch show from mid-90s. It was on HBO. I watch that through probably once every year. I watch Red Dwarf probably through once every year. Mm-hmm. I do a thing where when I go to sleep, I watch TV to fall asleep, basically. And so on my Samsung Galaxy Tab, or Galaxy Pro 12.2 tablet, I watch shows to go to sleep. Right now, it's Frasier.
Really?
Watching the hell out of Frasier.
Is that good?
It's really good.
Because, it's one of those things where I know it probably should be good because it went on so long and, like, it was, he was the highest paid actor in television for a while and it's got, tons of fucking awards. But I always kind of felt like maybe it wouldn't be good.
You always thought it whiffed a bit of the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, it kind of had that really sitcom-y type feel.
Like it's popular because it's popular?
Right.
Not like, oh, it's great, so you should watch it.
Right.
No, it's great.
Okay.
Both David Hyde Pierce
Yeah.
and Frasier guy, what's his name?
Now I remember it.
Fuck. Frasier Crane. Dr. Frasier Crane.
Yeah. Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer, I knew it. I knew he had a girl's name. I was going to say like Leslie. I knew it was a girl's name. This was his first name. Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
They're both incredible. Actually, the show reminds me a lot of like what like Big Bang Theory's kind of plot or style is, where it's kind of like a bunch of nerds living with a non-nerd who makes fun of them. It's kind of exactly the same, but it's well written, whereas I think The Big Bang Theory is not written.
I've actually not seen The Big Bang Theory that much, so I can't really...
I've only seen probably 3 or 4 episodes, but that show really is bad.
Yeah?
Like, yeah. Like, the show is like, here's a bunch of references to nerdy things, and that's supposedly that's the joke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I brought a Nintendo. Ha 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 ha. That's a joke somehow. Like, you know what I mean? The problem I have with that show is that it's a show about nerds, not for nerds.
Yeah.
Like, for people that are like, oh, that's nerdy, that's hilarious. What's his name? The guy who wins all the awards from that show. Fuck. Guy plays Sheldon.
Yeah.
Oh, God, why can't I think of that actor's name? I am, like, dying here.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Parrish? John Parrish?
No, it's not. Jim Parsons. You were
Jim
so
Parsons.
close.
Yeah.
You were so close with John Parrish. That guy's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I may not agree with, like, that show, and it's like, not good. Like I've chuckled, you know, it gets a chuckle,
Yeah.
but you know, it's just like no, not the way to make a great show, you know. And to be fair, I want to be completely fair. I've only seen like 3 or 4 episodes, so maybe my sample size is low. But what I saw was like, man, like come on, like make it clever, like so like the way the Frasier is set up, right, is. They're like the 2 Frasier kids, David Hyde Pierce and Kelsey Grammer, you know, Dr. Frasier Crane and Dr. Niles Crane, are both psychologists. And it's kind of making fun of like or psychiatrists. It's kind of making fun of like the psychiatry, like we're PhD people, you know?
Right.
Like we're Harvard nerds, basically. Like we like classical music and like fine wines and stuff, and the dad just makes fun of them. But it's done in a way that, I don't know, feels clever. Like they're kind of like clueless people as well, which is kind of funny, you know, because they both don't really know real world kind of things, and I don't know. I love that show. It's surprisingly good. I would highly recommend a watch of Frasier because it's good. It makes me want to watch Cheers. I think Cheers will be my next one.
Yeah.
To watch. I don't know.
I remember Cheers being good back when it was on television, but
I'm kind of a sitcom aficionado. I mean, I've seen a lot of sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like I spend a lot of time watching sitcoms for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I like the sitcom familiarity, you know.
Yeah.
Watch a lot
there's
of
definitely something to be
Seinfeld,
said for
watch
it.
Family Ties. Something about it, you know, the broad humor. You know, you don't have to think too hard. It's funny.
Yeah, there's a reason they're popular. I mean,
Yeah.
There's something you can just sit back and chill and relax and listen to.
I still can't get over. You know, if The Big Bang Theory was on Netflix, I'd probably give it a watch. You know, get through it. I like the actors in it. You know, a lot of them. So maybe it's good, but man, I've seen clips and watched a couple episodes, and it's like, really? This is supposed to be funny? You're showing me what's supposed to be a funny clip, and I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what show we have to watch, though, when I visit?
What was that?
We absolutely have to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, my God.
You would love it so much. It's so good, Adam. It's
not
just
like half the first season or something. Or...
Really? Well,
you tried to get me to watch it before, and
I didn't. I never did. That was not me.
It was you.
I've never watched it with you.
We've watched at least a couple episodes together.
I think it was not just me. I think Lance, you and me watched it together.
Okay.
As I feel like Lance was trying to get you in on. I was like, yeah, this show's great. Let's watch it.
Possibly.
It's incredible. It's so good. And what makes that show amazing is, do you know how that show's written?
Huh?
Do you know how that show is written?
No.
No script.
Yeah.
It's all unscripted. So they basically will... Yeah, Larry David talked about how they make it. Because it's all his friends and him, you know, together making it. And they're basically like, okay, this scene, we want, you know, this is the plot, you know, like you got to hit this in the scene and just, you know, make up your own dialogue, which is awesome. Someone who's way into improv, that's awesome. And the reason why I think it works so well is because the dialogue feels so real. Because it's just people saying things, you know what I mean? And the character's based on Larry David somewhat. So he kind of just acts like himself in scenes, you know, and it's really funny. I think that you don't like awkward humor, I guess.
There
as
are
much.
there are a few that I can do, but like The Office would occasionally get there with me.
I will say some of it is awkward humor, but not all of it. It's definitely a lot of funny situations, like just interesting. Like, for instance, I think one of the later seasons, he wants to go to a Dodgers game. He has to get there, but the traffic's terrible, so he needs to get in the carpool lane. So he hires a prostitute to just sit in his car, so that he can drive on the freeway to get to the Dodgers game. And then she is like, "Well, you got 2 tickets, right? Because your friend couldn't make it. That's why that." So it's like, "I got to go to the game with you." She's like, they just have this big argument. It's great. It's amazing. And he ends up going to the Dodgers game with the prostitute. And it's hilarious. And I don't know. It's interesting. Situations are funny in that show. As well as the awkward style humor. But I kind of wish they'd make more, but, Larry David was like, well, if I feel like making more, we'll make more. HBO said they'll do another season if I want to, so he's kind of... I think he just did a play on Broadway that started.
Yeah.
So he's busy. He also did the movie Clear History, the HBO film Clear History.
Yeah.
Which is very Curb-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And its idea that's actually a really good movie, Clear History. I like that one.
I've seen it a couple times, like in the list of stuff that they had. Never watched it though.
The plot is like he was like a guy he's like Steve Wozniak basically.
Yeah.
To like Adam Ham's Steve Jobs. Mm-hmm. Or I'm sorry, not Adam Ham, John Ham's Steve Jobs. No relation, right, Adam?
As far as I know.
Okay. But
probably. We're probably related somewhere.
Man, if you had just 2 or 3... Well, he's from the Midwest. He's from St. Louis.
There you go. Confirmed.
Probably related in some way.
Probably.
Who knows how many steps. But anyway, so he like got out of the company right before it blew up, basically. It's like if Steve Wozniak was... was it Steve Wozniak?
Yeah.
Okay. If he was just like, I'm out before they made the computer.
Yeah.
He's like, this is never going to work. And he leaves. Basically, he's like, you're going to fail. And then it blows up. You know what I mean? So, but that's not how it worked with Wozniak. He made a pretty penny, if you will.
He's doing all right.
He's doing okay, I think. Just a little. Just a little okay. Clear History is great. Curb's great. I feel like if we want to cut something with the Shield, we'll have to do that.
Maybe.
When you visit, Adam, you'll have to... you can come up here, and I think in my new apartment we may have a second bed.
Really?
My parents are trying to push a bed on me.
Okay.
Trying to push a twin bed on me that I don't want for the second bedroom. They got a twin bed that they don't want to have, and they're like, hey, you want to put twin bed upstairs? So I'll have to look at the layout and see if it'll work for what we want. And maybe it'll work, but...
That'd be nice.
Because then I would have a bed, so you wouldn't have to sleep on the couch.
Exactly.
Oh, the couch is very nice that we have, but...
It's nice for sitting on.
Exactly. It's not a sleeping couch.
No.
Otherwise, they do have a rollaway cot. By rollaway cot, I mean it's like a bed that folds out.
Okay.
Like it's like an actual mattress on springs.
Okay.
Like it's like we used to use that for sleepovers at my parents' house.
Cool.
I don't know. I like to have visits, and if you've got a roommate now that I'm going to displace when I visit, man, that's permanent.
Well, it's
it's permanent
for the foreseeable.
Yeah, for a year.
Yeah.
So we're done. We're never going to visit. We're never going to have our slothful garbage pile filled visits.
I wouldn't count them out.
You wouldn't count them out?
No.
Don't call it a comeback.
I think we can make it happen.
We can make it happen, Captain. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We got some Miyazaki movies to finish.
Yeah, we do.
Nausicaa. Never watched that one.
True.
I have 2 copies of that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Did
two Blu-rays of that one.
Did Spirited Away come in?
I have that. Yes.
Nice.
Oh, so like I was like I gotta finish my Miyazaki collection. I didn't have Nausicaa when I visited you.
Yeah.
I thought I had grabbed all my Miyazaki films. I had missed that one. That one was underneath the TV in a little like with a bunch of other Blu-rays sitting in a pile, a little stack. Yeah. Missed that one. I was gonna buy it. I was like, you know what? I think I have this one. Let me check my Amazon history. Not there. I was like, all right, I'll buy it. And I fucking bought it at Costco. God damn it. So I have 2 copies of that one. So, Adam, when I visit, you can have a copy.
Nice.
Or maybe a listener wants a copy.
Yeah.
You just, prize. Email us at bitecast@gmail.com.
Yep.
If you email me your address, I may ship it to you. With a signed note and sketch. John Danger original.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's a prize. We're giving it away. You know, I might have more shit to give away. Because I'm moving, so I have way too much shit. I have to go through my stuff and throw away things I don't want.
Yeah.
My Windows PC copy of Matrix Path of Neo,
Yeah?
that may go in the garbage.
Yeah, that's probably a fair
I don't know
assessment.
why I need to keep the cardboard case for that disc.
No.
I may just take all the discs out, though, from those cardboard cases and just throw them in a CD folder.
Yeah.
Although you need the CD key with a lot of those. So.
You can just, like, write it
I
down,
actually
piece of
do
paper,
have
shove it in.
a folio with a bunch of old games in it. I have it right here. Let's go through what I have.
Okay.
My old computer games. We got Adam. I got Grand Theft Auto 3, the PC version. All right.
Okay.
You got Call of Duty and Call of Duty United Offensive,
Oh, wow.
the original World War II shooter PC games. Mm-hmm. Star Wars Galactic Battlefront,
Oh, yeah.
Disc 1 and 2. That game's amazing. Kind of want to reinstall it right now. Talking about it. Got Battlefield Vietnam.
Okay.
Rise of Nations, which actually I think I recently purchased on Steam. Black and White,
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars Jedi Knights, The Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, SimCity 4,
All right.
World War II, Jane's Combat Simulations, World War II Fighters.
I see.
Yeah. What else do we got here? We've got Aliens vs. Predator 2. I've got Knoppix STD Linux boot disk.
Okay. Pretty
Norton
old.
Ghost 2003.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to need a copy of that.
Yeah.
I've got D&D books.
Nice.
Just a bunch of D&D books. Also have another boot utilities CD and a wax Linux boot disk as well.
Okay.
I don't know. I got a bunch of Linux boot discs for some reason. And I have the Strange Brew movie DVD
Oh, wow.
without a case. Adam,
Yeah.
I packed a bunch of my DVDs today.
Yeah?
I have Strange Brew in a case. So I have a caseless DVD of Strange Brew.
I see.
Do you know Strange Brew?
I do.
Okay, you know that movie.
Yeah, Hoser.
Yeah,
Of course I do.
There you go. Doot, 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 doot. Yep. Fucking yeah. Fucking A, man. I feel like I want to get some SCTV DVDs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I gotta rip more, though. Because Plex is pretty great.
It is pretty great. You were
And
just
I've-
complaining about it when we were down in...
I
here.
was. My complaints are nitpicks, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the best solution, but it just for some. I think I've said this before. So what is Plex? We gotta explain what Plex is. People may
home
not
media center
Yeah,
software.
exactly. It's like a home media server, and it's free. You download Plex, and you point it at your video files folders, and then it just will organize everything, by episode name, and then it pulls in like IMDb stats, so it gets like release dates, average reviews,
Cover
actors,
pictures,
cover photos for
trailers.
each episode. It's really incredible, actually.
Yeah.
Piece of software. And you can use it on a lot of devices. Like I bought, I don't have the Plex Pass subscription. So that seems a bit expensive.
Yeah.
But I just end up buying. So like on my Android phone, I have the Plex app. I bought that. It was $5, I think.
Yep.
And then on my Roku, I bought the Plex app. Was $5. So now I can watch any of my home media on my, phone or tablet, or I can watch it out on the TV, which is awesome.
And they have apps for like
Everything.
PS4.
Like literally everything. Although the PS4 you can't buy the app. It's Plex
Yeah.
Pass only. So.
right.
Which kind of sucks, but I'm sure they'll eventually have a paid version. But I don't think there are any paid streaming apps on the PS4 PlayStation Store.
No.
So I think
Well, yeah. There's
no, nothing that you
subscription-based
can
ones.
pay
Right.
the PlayStation Store to download an app.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll have it eventually available. But it works on my Roku, and it's really great. I ripped a lot of my DVDs to a hard drive, and it works pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
Like I've got tons of seasons of The Simpsons DVDs I bought. I ripped those, to my computer, and boom, I can watch The Simpsons anytime. Pop on episode. It's great.
Yes.
Classics.
Yep.
You know what are the good seasons of Simpsons, Adam?
I haven't watched anything after probably like the 15th season, so...
Okay. What do you think of the core good seasons?
Probably like the 5th through 10th, or maybe a little bit past that.
Okay. I think you're good.
Yeah.
I would expand it to the 3rd season.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
There's some like the 3rd season isn't 100% great, but there's some great classic episodes in there.
Yeah.
And I think the 10th season is the last, like, these are great episodes season to, like, where some of them are kind of misses. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's a good 7 seasons of just every episode is awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And I think the 11th season has a few, and the 12th... I bought, I think, through the 12th season right now. And there are just some that I remember liking a lot, you know? So I'll probably put them all on there. I got a bunch of seasons of Seinfeld, Roseanne, pretty much every show that I love. I got to get ripped on here. And then, I don't know, do I toss the discs or throw them into deep storage? That's the question.
Well, definitely. I would just put them in deep storage. I wouldn't toss them.
That's true. I'm going to have a lot more storage in my new apartment, so I may have to figure out, just get some nice cases to put, you know, like, maybe even do I throw away the discs, the covers?
I wouldn't.
And throw them all in a CD file? Boy, I wonder, because, I mean, god damn, Adam, packing these just DVDs that I have up is a pain in the ass.
I'm sure.
Whereas if I just had, you know, a 200, 300 CD, like, flip book, I could just throw everything in. I mean, I have hundreds of DVDs.
I guess.
I have a giant collection.
There's a part of me that kind of likes to use that, like, as a visual type thing. Just
no, that's true. Because you can put them on a nice rack and see all the names. It's kind of that... I feel like you and I, and like maybe, you know, 5 years past us, are the last generation of that. Yeah. Of people that just have that urge to have a shelf of DVDs. Right. Because we kind of grew up with, like the movie store. Like going to Blockbuster and picking out a disc from the rack. You know what I mean? Whereas I think that, like, you know... people that are younger have grown up with the availability of Netflix streaming. Yeah. You know, and it's like, I just need to stream it. Like, I don't need... You know, there isn't that browsing a physical shelf ingrained in your mind, you know, that you've had.
And, I mean, most times when I buy movies nowadays, I don't buy the hard disk. I usually will just buy digital version. So
yeah, like, I before I saw Jurassic World, I was like, I got to see Jurassic Park again. HD version on Amazon was $10. And I was like, all right, that's cheaper than Blu-ray, so I'll buy that. Stream it on my PS4. It's great. Totally. And it's a fucking amazing movie. Unlike the Jurassic World.
Yeah. That's really too bad, because I like Chris Pratt a lot. I hope it doesn't...
Yeah, he's bad in it. Yeah. There's no way around this. Yeah. Like, you know, like, he's trying to be Star-Lordy, but he's a little... The movie's a little too serious. You know, which just doesn't work for him. Yeah. He's kind of a Han Solo, you know? Yeah. Where he can be like, you know, don't tell me the odds, kid.
I think he'd make an awesome Indiana Jones.
He would, and I wonder if they'll end up doing that, because I know they were talking about doing more. Yeah. Indiana Jones.
It's probably time for Harrison Ford to hang up the whip.
Yeah. So Star Wars, the 9th movie, got a new director.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Who's that? Corey Trevorrow. Famed director of Jurassic World. Ooh. I know. And someone read a comment that said, "Oh, so they're going to make another Return of the Jedi, like a not as good one to end off the trilogy."
I like Return of the Jedi.
I do too. I love Return of the Jedi. Yeah, and I think the detractors can suck an egg. Yes, because, dude, I don't know how you can watch that movie and just cut everything out, but that Jabba sequence. Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
It is.
Like when fucking Luke shows up and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna," you know, he's fucking uber Jedi Luke. You know what I mean? You just see that when he walks in. and he waves off the two, what are they called?
Guards.
God, what?
Gamorreans?
They're not Gamorreans. There's something like that.
Twi'lek?
No, they're not Twi'lek. God, what the fuck are those weird things?
The big green guys?
My inner Star Wars nerd is ruining me. They may be Gamorreans.
The green ones are... The green pig-like things are Gamorrean guards.
Oh, Gamorrean. Yeah, you're totally right, Adam. My inner Star Wars nerd is sad.
And the ones with the brain tails are the Twi'leks.
Yes, those are Twi'leks. I knew that.
I know far too much as well.
So he mind waves the Gamorreans. He goes in and it's like, give my friends back and nothing harm will come to you. And Jabba's like, nah, that shit doesn't work on me. Yeah. And he throws him in the pit with a Rancor, and there's an awesome Rancor fight where he uses the Force to throw a rock, and then it's the amazing sequence where Han's basically blind, and they're out in the speeders, they're gonna get thrown into the fucking Sarlacc pit, and he's just like, I got this. The whole time he looks unfazed. He's like, Jabba, I'm gonna murder you. I don't want to. Just let us go, and I'm not going to have to do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, well, we'll see. And he's got fucking R2, and they have that sequence where they nod for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, say what you will about Family Guy. I'm not one of the people that hates Family Guy, but man, the Return of the Jedi spoof that they did, they have a sequence where they're doing that sequence, and they have that sequence where he nods at R2 and R2 does a little nod at him.
Yeah.
They do like a 5-minute version of that where everyone's just nodding at each other,
Yeah.
Because I think also in that scene, Lando pulls down his mask a little bit and like nods because he's like, hey, I'm Lando. I'm disguised. And it's just incredible. And then he does the awesome flip and the huge like battle sequence, and Leia's wearing the metal bikini. That's iconic,
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Like,
chokes the shit out of Jabba. Yeah, totally.
And the fucking speeder bikes in the woods is amazing. That sequence. I mean, the Ewoks are the Ewoks, right?
They are.
But they're not that bad.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I think people are like, fucking Ewoks. They're dumb. And it's like, well, yeah, but they're not, like, intrusive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I also kind of like the Ewoks. I'm defending the Ewoks right now. But, like C-3PO becomes like their god,
Yeah.
Which I like because he's golden robot, which is kind of cool. And
Luke's like making them levitate.
And they're like, whoa. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then they fight the Stormtroopers and it's like, oh, a bunch of fucking Ewoks beat up the fucking billion Ewoks die in that battle.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, they're just beating them up with their stones and stuff. And it's like, these are the same Stormtroopers that 500 of them in a hallway couldn't shoot Han, their lasers are terrible.
That's true.
But you know what I mean? It's like, all right, but a lot of them die. And also, Chewbacca stole an AT-ST and was blowing up a bunch of them. So, whatever. And then they got the shields down, and the fucking battle between Luke and Darth Vader is incredible.
Yeah.
That moment... when Darth Vader just turns on Emperor Palpatine out of, like, nowhere, because, it's his son.
Yeah.
He breaks out of Darth Vader. He's like, my son is dying. Not like this, Emperor Palpatine. Like, you can't, like, blood is thicker than water. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and he throws it. It's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, totally.
God, that movie's really good. I think
is.
that people really fixate on some of the, like, weird, zany parts. And don't look at, as a whole, how it and it has one of the best space battles.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Star Destroyer getting blown up and crashing into the Super Star Destroyer. Like, come on, man. That's a great movie. Obviously, it's not Empire. Empire's amazing. Just as a story. Like, the way it's put together is incredible.
It's great.
That's my favorite by far. And then, A New Hope is incredible. It's the third best Star Wars movie, but everything below that's like 20 levels. Like, that's on floor 20. We're talking like the underground parking lot for episode 3. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times do you think you've seen the originals?
I wouldn't even want to hazard a guess.
How many times do you think you've seen the prequels?
Less.
Less?
Oh, much less.
I think I've seen
I've probably seen a new
Phantom Menace.
Yeah, Phantom Menace. Like probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, I would say
times maybe.
I saw that twice in theaters. I guess I was young enough to not immediately dislike it.
Right.
Because I was, I think, 13 when it came out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that was amazing! And, I was young enough to get, pulled in by all the stuff. And looking back, the movie's not awful. There's some great parts.
There's a great part.
Yeah! The fucking... Well, okay, first off, one of the great things... I'm going to get into a little bit of my... defense mode. Yeah. I'm not going to say that movie's good. Okay. That movie's a 3 out of 5 at best. Yeah. Probably a 2 if I'm being completely honest.
I'd probably put it at a 3. I mean,
it's a 3.
There's nothing overly offensive about it.
It's not just garbage.
It's not garbage.
Okay. Yeah. And there's some cool stuff. Like,
if it weren't a Star Wars movie, I would probably rate it higher.
I really like the lightsaber combat is awesome.
Yes.
And really cool. And I love the idea that this is what Jedis fought like when they were actually trained Jedis.
Yeah, right.
Versus looking at, like, Luke, barely being able to wield a lightsaber, fighting, his father, Darth Vader, who's basically a crippled half machine man.
Yes.
And they can barely, fight, effectively. And seeing them, fighting at their full strength, that's cool.
Yeah, totally.
That movie, Duel of the Fates, is a great song.
It's a great,
fucking incredible. Song. Like, it's up there with all of the other Star Wars music.
Totally.
As good. The Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon fight scene at the end of that movie is spectacular.
It is banging.
Just amazing. Like, just so good. Like, the part where Obi-Wan is trapped behind the laser walls.
Yeah.
And Qui-Gon and Darth Maul are fighting, and you're just like, no! And you just see him, like, trying. Like, I can't get through. And watch as his master get murdered. It's just incredible, And then after that, I think was it Darth Maul's, like, scraping his lightsaber across, making sparks fly. You're like, this is menacing. Yeah. And, it's probably because, who's that guy who played Darth Maul? The actor?
I don't know his name, but he's
he's an incredible stunt actor.
Yeah, he's a big stunt guy.
I want to get his name because he deserves a shout out for how good he was. Ray Park.
Yeah.
Credible. Darth Maul, cool character. Say what you will. He was excellent. So those parts are great.
Everything else kind of blows.
Yeah. The pod racing I liked.
I know you do.
I think you'll get
terrible.
Not everyone, but I would think there are some people that really like that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to think of it. Hindsight is 2020, Adam. Hindsight is 2020. At the time, watching that pod race sequence was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen technically in a movie ever.
Well, technically. Yeah.
Exactly. But you have to think of the mindset. This is 1999. Yeah. Watching this. That was cool. But looking back, it doesn't look nearly as mind-blowing as it was back
I liked
then.
it at the time, too. I mean, But Lucas said he made it for children, and he succeeded in that. But the thing about the original series is that they're ageless.
Yeah. Oh, correct. 100%. Yeah. Well, the reason why I think they're so good is because George Lucas let other people have some control over them.
Yeah.
Whereas the original trilogy, or the prequel trilogy, he kind of held on to with iron claws.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of bad.
If you hear like some of the stuff they talked about for the original Star Wars trilogy, that like ideas that Lucas had that people would not let him do, they were terrible. They were awful.
Basically, it was basically George Lucas with a leash in the original trilogy, and then it was George Lucas Unleashed for the. And I remember
to everyone's detriment,
walking out of Phantom Menace, being like, "That was pretty good. That was good," but deep down, part of me knew that wasn't the same level. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I defended it and liked it, but you know what I mean? It wasn't like instant classic.
Right.
Like the first time that 8-year-old John saw Star Wars the first time, mind blown, you know.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, it was good, right? And then, like, looking back, not really up to snuff. And that second movie, Attack of the Clones, I remember seeing... Did you see it in theaters with us? I think a big group of us went.
Yes.
Yeah, we drove down to Platteville, saw it at the Avalon Cinema, old school theater. Saw that. I remember coming out of that and being like, that wasn't very good at all. I remember like literally being like, that was... I think I was old enough. I think it was 16. It was 2 years later, I think. I was like, man, that wasn't very good. Like, just coming out of it being like, that last battle sequence was pretty technically incredible.
Yeah.
But not a great movie. I was like, that was not very good.
I liked some of the bits at the beginning, too. I mean, as crazy as they are.
You know what that movie, Adam?
What?
I've seen... I can count. I've seen that movie 2 times.
I've seen it...
I saw it once in theaters.
Yeah. And
then when it came out on DVD, I bought the DVD and watched it.
I think I've seen it maybe more than twice, but not as much as the other one. I might have seen it like three times.
Yeah.
But not much more than that, for sure.
And then we have the third.
Yes.
And that one was like probably a 3.
Yeah.
That was not dog shit either.
No, that was...
I
think that's by far the best
of the prequels, for sure. Definitely. Because there's some actual character development. Although, the character development was also terrible as well.
Well, yeah.
Because it happened so fucking fast in that movie.
The switch from him to the dark side, even as I was watching it, was just like, what the fuck?
I mean, he goes from... Let me hear what you have to say, Emperor Palpatine. To, like, 20 minutes later, I'm murdering children.
Yes.
Like, whoa! Like,
yeah.
That was a bit of a quick, dark turn, you know what I mean?
It totally was.
It should have been done more throughout the entire series. Like, in the second movie, they should have had more of that. Hints. You know what I mean? Because they talk about it, it's like, he's so angry. And it's like, well, it'll be fine, says Obi-Wan, you know? And it's like, and then the third movie, he fucking murders everyone. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
It's a quick change. They didn't sow the seeds.
Should have done
it's
something.
Partially because they made him too young in the first movie.
Yeah, probably. But he was already... They couldn't make him too old because he had to be... He had to be young, but not, like, super old to do the training.
So what's interesting is that you don't read the Dark Horse Star Wars comics run that's happening right now at all?
No.
But you saw what they've been doing, right? Adding little plot details.
No, I haven't.
A couple extra in-universe, extended universe style plot details. There's a couple incredible panels of Darth Vader. Pre Return of the Jedi, basically. After learning that Luke is his son.
Yeah.
You know? And having flashbacks to when Padme died. And the Emperor being the first one to tell her that she's dead.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Emperor had something to do with her dying, basically, is what the implication is. And there's a great line where the Emperor is like, you know, it's just great because he's just like, you know, he learns he has a son. He thinks about, you know, what happened, and he calls up the Emperor on his little cool little throne video screen thing that he has.
Yeah,
and he talks to the Emperor, and they have like kind of a conversation where you can see the seeds of dissent kind of being grown there a little bit. And he's like, I know exactly what relationship we had, is what he said. Not have, had. And it's kind of interesting because he's like, you know, the whole idea is that I'm going to rule with my son and you're going to be out of the picture.
Yeah.
It's going to be me and my son running the shit and the Emperor's dead. And so I don't know, it was really cool. I kind of like some of the stuff they did. The fact that Han Solo was married is also a little tidbit that was added.
What?
Yeah. He's separated but married. Some bounty hunter lady or something.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of like it. She shows up.
Huh.
Like, yeah. It's like, and Han's like, well, you know.
That makes total sense.
It is. It works.
But I just would not have expected that. Huh. That's cool.
He's a scoundrel.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
it totally makes sense that you'd have somebody.
The class that is him in the Old Republic is scoundrel.
Right.
You know, you're a scoundrel. You're a little smuggler. You know, a smuggler, a scoundrel. That's what he is. You know, but they're separated, I guess. It was never officially annulled or whatever, some nonsense. Or he thought she was dead. You know, something like that. Complicates things.
The only way that I think that doesn't fit in is that if that were like part of the original canon, you would expect like Han throughout the movies to be like bitching about his alimony or some shit.
Which would have been great.
It would.
Yeah. Man, those movies are good. Yeah. That original trilogy just holds up.
It does.
Same thing with all the Indiana Jones movies. They just
hold up. Oh my god, yeah.
It's so refreshing when you see an old movie that just holds up, you know? You're like, man, even though it was, you know, in the 70s and 80s, early 80s, like, they knew how to make a good film, you know? Because a lot of the older, like, you know, 50s, 60s films don't translate as well now. You know, because films were still new-ish, you know, in the 50s, 60s. You know, only 30, 40 years old at that point. And so new filming techniques hadn't, you know, it was the 60s really when film became film. You know what I mean? When you have some classics coming out. I mean, of course, Casablanca, of course, and Citizen Kane in the 40s. You know, there had been classics, but the game had ratcheted up so much at that point in the 60s where film kind of really became Hollywood film, you know, ubiquity. You know, not just the talkies, you know. Right. And, it was a great era, and no, but I saw a movie recently. I watched 9 to 5. You ever heard of? You know what 9 to 5 is, right? The movie.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, and Lily Tomlin.
Okay, yeah, I've not seen it.
I feel like it was made specifically for Dolly Parton's song 9 to 5.
Yeah,
which plays at the intro. But the whole plot, that movie holds up, right? Do you see Horrible Bosses?
I did. Yeah,
it's like that.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they have a terrible boss, right? And, you know, these are 3 women. They're basically being held down because they're women. You know, and the boss is like sweet cheeks, you know, kind of a terrible guy. Right. And just hijinks ensue. Like, they like try and get one over on their boss and hang out and fantasize about killing him. And then, and it's pretty funny. And then something happens where he gets hurt and they think they're to blame and just hijinks ensue. And he finds out that she accidentally put rat poison in his coffee because the rat poison box looks just like the Sweet and Low box.
Oh, yeah.
And she actually put it in when he asked her to get her coffee, sweetheart, you know, and she did that. And she'd fantasized about doing it the night before, but she totally mixed up the boxes. And he ended up not drinking the coffee, just falling over and hitting his head. But he went to the emergency room, and they thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Because they hear some cop being like, well, we won't get any answers out of him. We're going to have to find out who did this. And they're like, oh my God. And so Lily Tomlin kidnaps a corpse, basically. It's not their boss.
Yeah.
And hijinks ensue. And they end up kidnapping their boss and hold him hostage in his own house while they run the company without him. And it's just a great movie. Like, it really holds up. Like, great comedy, great actors, like 3 amazing actors. Well, 2 amazing actresses. Dolly Parton's good as an actress. She hasn't acted a lot. I can't put her on the level of Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda, but
yeah, I feel that way about a lot of the 80s movies.
Maybe and that was because, 81, I think that was.
Like The Secret of My Success, Michael J. Fox. It's kind of like that. It's just.
I actually just watched a John Hughes film that I'd never seen before.
Oh yeah.
You ever seen She's Having a Baby?
No.
Wow, you should definitely. It's on HBO Go. Watch it.
Huh.
You like John Hughes movies. It's one you haven't seen. I think the Rotten Tomatoes on it's in the 40s.
Yeah.
It's not great. I'll say that right now. When you look at the lens of, like, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like, the John Hughes movies, you know, Pretty in Pink, it's not there. It's because he's doing a movie that's not high school.
Yeah.
So the plot is Kevin Bacon is the main character. Elizabeth McGovern is the wife.
Okay.
You know who that is?
No.
She is in Downton Abbey. She's the wife of Robert. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, back in the 80s. She looks very similar now. She's aged gracefully, I will say.
Okay.
She has a little bit of that Downton Abbey American Standard accent, I think. A little bit. You just see it. It's funny to see her really young, you know. I think it was 86 that movie was. Mm-hmm. And the plot is kind of like Kevin Bacon is a writer, and he gets married, and then he has to get a 9-to-5 job that he doesn't like as much, an ad firm, and it's kind of about growing up, basically.
Because
about
she's
getting a
having a baby.
wife, getting a house,
Yeah.
you know, domesticating yourself, basically.
Okay.
And Alec Baldwin plays his friend, who isn't domesticated.
I see.
Is off in New York. It's like, you got to move to New York. She's holding you down. You know, kind of like, you want to be a writer, got to go to New York, and it's kind of like that. But it also has, so it's trying to be kind of a serious drama about, you know, not coming of age, but growing up. Basically.
This is like this as if John Hughes like took the next step in life and started making a movie about that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But it still has some of the zany John Hughes-ness. Like the cutaway, like people say crazy things, gags and stuff that, you know, always happen. Like what if, like, you know, mind daydreams and stuff.
Sure.
It doesn't come together perfectly, I'll say.
Okay.
Actually, Kevin Smith talked about this movie. It's his favorite John Hughes movie.
Really?
Which makes sense. Seeing Kevin Smith's later movies.
Yeah.
Where they just don't kind of come together the way they should.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like that. But he talked about Jersey Girl being heavily influenced by that movie. There's kind of like, you know, it's like, okay, we're past Mallrats. We're past, you know, early 20s, mid-20s, fucking around, chasing Amy movies. We're on to, you know, got to be grown-ups now. I really do need to see Jersey Girl, you know. I'd like to see it, you know. And just kind of like, you know, growing up, domesticating. You know, there's a little bit of the burbs in there, you know, like going to, like, you know, seeing neighbors that are in their 40s, you know, talking about lawnmowers and trying to, like, you know, buying a house and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the movie The Burbs, which is totally different.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the suburbs. Which is like that movie, but the burbs are like the suburbs taken to a conspiracy theory level of craziness, which is a great movie, too, by the way. But
it is, yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of like about, like, you know, his friends trying to pull him back into that. He's looking at other women. He's not growing up, basically. But then he does by the end of the movie, of course, because she has a baby and he goes on. I read some of the criticisms, like, okay, I mean, I get it. It's not perfect, but I did like the movie. It was definitely worth seeing. The soundtrack, as always, is amazing. In every John Hughes film, the music's incredible.
Yeah. I haven't seen Pretty in Pink.
I should see Pretty in Pink as well. I haven't seen that one. I think I've seen... I need to... You know what? I need to just get a John Hughes collection.
Yeah.
I really do need to get all those movies, because... I mean, The Breakfast Club, probably a top 10 movie for me.
Man, you know... I know everybody likes The Breakfast Club.
What?
I'm
hitting stop broadcast right now.
Don't get me...
I don't want you to say anything you can't take back.
It's not that I don't like The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie.
Okay.
It's just not a movie that I can watch. I don't want to watch often or ever.
Yeah.
Just because it's... I don't know. It's a
you
great...
You gotta explain yourself here.
It's a great coming-of-age movie.
Yeah.
But it's also just kind of heavy. Like, I don't...
It is heavy. What I fucking love about that movie, that movie is fucking amazing, and will always be amazing, and it stands the test of time because the message it says is no matter who you are, what background you're from, what type of person you are, how you identify yourself as, everyone is the same. We're all people. You know what I mean? That's what the movie comes down to.
I think the message is great. I think the movie is really well done. It's just not one that I like to watch.
It's amazing. I love it. I could watch it right now talking about it. Like, it's just the, you know, you just, and maybe, did you see it when you were in high school, you know? Like, just that feeling of, like, you know, like you think you're the nerdy kid or you're the goth kid or you're the preppy kid or the jock. It's just, we all have fucked up shit about ourselves.
Totally.
We all are the same deep down. Everyone is a person. And
I think it's a great movie.
Can connect, on levels we didn't think we could before. I don't know. I love it. It's something about humanity, that movie.
It's like the Goonies. I love the idea of the Goonies, too. But I love
that movie so much.
I don't think that's... it's not one I like to watch much.
Man, what is wrong with you? The Goonies are good enough, Adam.
I know. I think the Goonies is also a greatly, well-made movie. It's fun.
You gotta turn in your 80s card, Adam.
It's funny. I
Breakfast Club and Goonies, you're throwing shade at right now?
I'm not throwing shade at them. I think they're great. I think they're great films. I don't...
Then that's it. Say that, and we're done.
I don't like to watch them that much.
Oh, wow.
Just...
Watch the Goonies right now. Throw the Goonies in. Pop some hot buttered popcorn, I'm in.
The Goonies, I may not have actually seen all of that together at once. I've seen the whole thing, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen it all together in a sitting.
Yeah.
So that might be part of that.
There's some great movies. I wonder, I feel like movies aren't the same now. You know what I mean? Are there those coming-of-age films of the teens that exist anymore?
They're probably all Disney movies.
That's the thing, though, is I feel like the coming-of-age teen movie doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they're all commercialized now. Like, crazy. They have to be... maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some movie. But I feel like... I guess at least in this Hollywood climate right now...
Oh, there's a lot of emphasis now on, like, darker stuff.
Well, it's that. And I think that the emphasis now in movies is, like, the movies that you want, high school kids to watch are superhero movies.
Yeah.
They're fantasy movies, your vampires or your Hunger Games or, you know what I mean? Like, it's more like, let's do sci-fi fantasy.
Right.
And that's big now.
Yeah.
Versus, like, real, dramas.
I mean, the thing's probably filled that niche is stuff like Pixar.
That's true.
That's kind of like where you see most of that kind of coming of age, like Toy Story.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
Toy Story 3,
especially Toy Story 3. Yeah,
we got to talk about another Pixar movie.
Yeah,
Inside Out.
Oh yeah, I really want to see that.
You have to see it.
Yeah,
it may be my favorite Pixar movie.
Really?
It's so good.
Really?
Oh. It is incredibly good.
Okay.
Like, when I first saw the premise for that, I was like, it sounds interesting, but kind of weird. I don't know.
I thought it looked good.
It's fucking incredible.
Really?
It is so good, Adam. It is probably the best coming-of-age Pixar movie. For sure. Because, it stars a 12-year-old or 13-year-old girl.
Right.
Got you 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. And... Or it doesn't star her, I guess. It stars her brain.
Right.
But, I don't know. I guess you need to see it so we can talk about it.
Okay.
You have to see this movie. You will love it, Adam. You will cry.
I don't doubt it, because...
You will cry, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm a man, and I never cry. I never cry because I'm a man. Like in 30 Rock,
yeah.
What do they say in 30 Rock, Adam? You're allowed to cry when your father dies.
Right.
Or when your boss dies or something.
Like 2 times, yeah.
If you're going to make eye water, here's your weakness tissues or whatever he calls them.
Yeah.
No, okay, so, like, you know what I mean? It's like when your father dies is the time you're allowed to cry. So, yeah, but that movie, man, there's a moment. There's a real gut punch. Like, this is the same director who did Up as well.
I was going to say, Up did that to me.
Yeah, and this comes kind of near the middle to the end of the movie.
Uh-huh.
There's just a really sad moment.
Oh, man.
Like, it's like you lose your childhood, basically. Mm-hmm. There is a exact cut point in this movie that gets you real choked up. The movie's really great, though, Like, the acting is incredible. Like, Louis Black plays Anger. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bill Hader is Fear, and he's really funny. Mindy Kaling is Disgust. She's great. Of course, Amy Poehler is Happiness.
Yeah.
Or Joy, as she's known, and that's great. And, God, I gotta look her up, because I gotta give this actress credit. She's played Phyllis in The Office.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't remember
I gotta
her
find
name.
this actress's name because she's really great. I gotta find her name. Oh, I'm so dumb. She played Phyllis in The Office because her name was Phyllis Smith. Of course, I forgot. All the Office characters have their same names. She's incredible, though, as Sadness. And I guess kind of the whole overarching plot of the movie is embracing sadness.
Yeah.
I guess. Because joy is trying to make everything happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's got to be positive. But you know, the child in the movie, she moves from Minnesota to San Francisco. And the moving is tough, you know what I mean?
Right.
On this girl. And it's kind of embracing sadness as, like, it's okay to be sad about things. Like, it's okay to be sad and nostalgic about times past, basically. It's that point when you're like 11, 12, when you start realizing that, like, things happen and don't get fixed, basically.
Right.
You know, it's that loss of, like, oh, everything will be fine. It's like, no, you're going to be here, and your friends are gone, like, you know, from Minnesota, basically. You know, and it's just kind of that, like, you need to be okay with being sad sometimes. And it's not wrong, you know, to be sad about things. And that's kind of the whole point. And it's done in such a way that's, you know, like, the main character is probably Amy Poehler's character of Joy, and she realizes that, you know, it's like, you know what, I can't do everything. All, like, this body we're running can't run 100% on joy. You know, there's everything else. There's a wide range of emotions that we have to embrace as, you know, living beings. It's incredible. The movie's amazing. It's just deep and good. You know, like, Up is much more of a adventure movie.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, the fucking crazy villain and the flying blimp with this dog army.
Yes.
You know, it's really funny and cool. And, you know, the bonding between the old man who had lost his, you know, wife and his family,
making
gaining
new connections.
Incredible. That movie's probably up there. I mean, it's tough for me because Toy Story 3 is incredible.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Up is incredible, and I really like WALL-E.
I know
kind
WALL-E's
kind of for the same reason, because WALL-E's kind of like embracing junkiness. I don't know how to call what WALL-E is. It's, you know what I mean? It's just this love story between two robots, basically.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and that movie's really fun. I don't know. Pixar's amazing.
They are.
And
they really are.
and Inside Out, going in, seeing the trailer and being like, this seems kind of gimmicky. But then seeing it, most of the movie takes place inside the mind.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's kind of the depiction of what, you know, this mind being run by 5 emotions being shown, kind of what the world of the mind is inside, how deep and intricate it is, and, like, just all the cool, like, I don't know, it's really cool. Like, it's really fleshed out and interesting and a deep world of its own. It's kind of what I really liked about Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
About kind of they showed the monster world and how deep and like, yeah, you could think about, like, how everything works in that world. It's kind of the same way the world of the mind, you know. They have some great gags where they have, like, conversations between all the family members, and they cut to their, like, 5 people in their brain talking.
One of the trailers was like that, and I thought it was really good. Yeah,
it's an incredible moment where, kind of near the end of the movie, when she's going to hockey practice or whatever, and she bumps into this, like, 12-year-old boy, and then she's just like, "Oh, what? I'm sorry." And then it cuts into his mind, and it's just flashing klaxons, like, "Girl, girl, girl," and he's just, like, silent, like, frozen. Like, what do we do? I don't know. What are we supposed to do? I don't know. Yeah, it's just incredible. Like, I was like, "Oh, that's so cute," and just a great movie. Like, oh my god, really good. Probably will win Best Animated Film. Probably hands down.
Cool.
Yeah, really good, man. Disney's amazing. They put some good shit out. I tell you. Way better than Frozen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I like Frozen.
It kind of sucks.
I don't think
it's alright. It's alright.
It's a perfectly serviceable.
It isn't a Pixar movie.
It is.
But I mean, I don't know. When you think about, like, I can't believe how popular that movie is. Frozen.
It's really good. It's got lots of good music.
It does have good music. There are some
fun
great
characters.
songs in it. No.
I think so.
I don't know, but like when you think about like Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Little Mermaid, like Aladdin's really not that
I never
great.
really liked Little Mermaid.
I mean, you're not a little girl. So it's
Fair
tough.
enough.
But you know what I mean? And you were also too old to see it when you were young, because that was like 89, I think. Or 91, maybe. So I don't think I saw that one in theaters. That may have been one of the first movies I saw in theaters. But I mean, like, when you look at like Beauty and the Beast and how incredible that movie is.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, and every song in that's a classic.
Aladdin is great.
You should watch that again.
I love Aladdin.
The plot is weird in Aladdin.
Well,
it's a little complicated and weird. It's all right. But you know what I mean?
He uses magic to get a lady friend.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think that one holds up as much. But I mean, I don't know.
I haven't seen that one forever. I really like to, though.
I just remember seeing Frozen and being just a little underwhelmed. I was like, man, that one song is amazing.
I like a bunch of them.
But I really don't like the plot of that movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those cliches. I don't know. It's one of those
I thought
movies.
it was interesting that the sister was both like the kind of bad guy and the...
But she's not a bad guy at all. She's only a bad guy to the people that think she's a bad guy.
She's a bad guy because she's shutting out all of her love.
It's just, a movie. I hate movies that could be solved with a conversation where, like, two people would sit down with each other and just actually talk. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
It's a lot of movies, though.
And the movie ends weird, and there's a weird villain change where, like, this guy she'd been, like, dating turns out to be evil for no reason. Like, it's like, what? It's just weird. I don't know. It isn't good. It's okay. It's a 3. Music's a 5 out of 5, though.
I'd give it a 4. I'd give it a good 4.
I don't know. But
Granted, most Pixar's are 5s.
Yeah. Well, Pixar's also aren't musical movies, though, so...
Yeah.
They're different. They're a different tier of film. Of film.
Yes.
All right. So that's... Man, that's a lot of topics right there.
Yeah.
I burned through a lot of my topics.
Indeed.
Let's see here. So you watched The Wire.
Yep.
I watched a bunch of movies.
I watched Get Hard.
You watched Get Hard. Let's talk about Get Hard.
Yeah.
Tell me the plot of Get Hard, Adam.
The plot of Get Hard
Explain in 30 seconds.
All right.
How to get hard.
Will Ferrell
Think of Mila Kunis.
A rich WASP guy who is like a money trader on Wall Street. Kevin Hart.
Is that what they call him?
No, that's what I call him. Kevin Hart owns...
He's an investment banker, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Without even knowing the movie, I'm going to assume that's what it is.
Let's go with that. Kevin Hart owns a car wash in what I guess is that building's basement.
Okay.
I don't know. And long story short, Will Ferrell gets framed for horrible white-collar crime and is... Because he's innocent, he tries to, instead of making a deal, fight it. And he's made an example of, with like a 10-year sentence in federal prison in San Quentin.
Yep.
And he goes
10 years?
Yeah. And he goes to Kevin Hart to get hard for prison. So
he's got to
he
get
will
prepared
survive.
for prison.
Yes, he does. He wants to avoid prison rape and shankings. So,
I'll say this. Neither of those things happen.
as the twist, Kevin Hart has never been to jail. Will Ferrell just thinks he has because he's black. But
not much of a twist.
But Kevin Hart's cousin has.
So he knows.
Yeah.
Interesting to think about, though. Like, the way prisons are, the prison rape is really not ubiquitous. I think that's kind of a fear people have.
Yeah.
But I feel like prison rape, I think I remember reading a statistic that prison rape instance is no higher in prison than it is outside prison.
That's probably reported. Because I'm guessing a lot of that stuff goes unreported.
Same thing with rape outside of prison, though, Adam.
Also true.
It's pretty much the same. And having listened to people's accounts, it's not rape that happens, it's fights.
Yeah.
Those are the big thing. It's that you are going to have to probably beat someone up or get beaten up at one point, basically. Yeah. It's like the prison adage of, and this I've heard from a lot of people that have been in prison. I mean, Kevin Mitnick, the hacker, the phone phreaker guy, talked about this. He was like...
Captain Crunch whistle, man.
Yeah, exactly. He had to go to fucking pound in the ass prison for that, by the way, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Probably the worst, but he's fine now. You know what I mean? Like, he's successful, speaker, writer. Like, he's great. Fine. Good. He's fine. Well off. It was fine. Some stupid shit he did, basically fooling around as a kid, got him in maximum security prison for some reason with rapists and murderers. And but he was like, you got to fight. Like, if somebody takes like something of yours, you have to fight for it. Otherwise, he said he saw this. He was like, you're going to get taken advantage of by everybody because they know you're not going to fight back. So he was like, yeah, I got into a fight. I got the shit kicked out of me once, but then nobody messed with me because they knew if they tried to take advantage of me, I was going to throw a punch, and they wouldn't do it because there's always, new people to take advantage of in prison. Right. So it's much more of a fights kind of thing. Like, rape doesn't really happen because nobody's out to rape anyone. People are out to find individuals in prison that are willing to have sex, because that does happen a lot. That's what I've heard. It's way more likely that people are finding people that are willing to have sex for favors, sexual favors in prison, than people that are going to rape people. If you're a straight person who isn't wanting to have sex, you're not going to have it, forcibly, because no one's going to bother with that because it's way too much effort versus, buying someone a bunch of stuff and then having sex with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Much easier. Especially since in prison you really don't have a lot of time when you're not, especially those max prisons where you're not under the watchful eyes of a guard. Not to mention, if he was framed for what? What was he framed for?
White collar.
Yeah, you're going to a medium security prison now.
No, he was sentenced to max security.
Which doesn't make any sense, because that's not how it works.
He was made an example of.
Okay, that doesn't also happen ever either.
He said he gave him the maximum possible, which was 10 years in a maximum security prison. According to the movie.
I know. I'm just saying it would never happen in real life. It's ridiculous. Because you don't put hard crimes or soft crimes in prison, which is bad, in the prison. Because they'll see him as a target, basically.
But there's only like 2 big areas of prison, though, right? There's Gen Pop, and then there's like...
No, there's types of prison. There's state prisons. There's
there's types of prison, yeah.
Yeah, there's federal facilities, there's medium, there's max, and there's state facilities. And he was obviously put into the state max or the federal max prison. I guess I don't know what his crimes were.
Federal max.
He's probably federal because
San Quentin's federal, I think.
It was the the United States versus probably. And that doesn't happen.
Well, anyway,
violent offenders are never put with non-violent offenders.
I don't know about that.
Well, never. It's weird. Prison's weird because you get moved around a lot too.
Yeah.
But but anyway, and the idea of this movie is going to Max. He's got to watch. Is this movie good, Adam? 5-star scale.
I would give it the low side of a 3.
2 or 3, Adam?
3. I'm giving it a 3. Just
a 3. Okay, so it's good. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yes, because
it's definitely got its funny parts.
5-star scale is 1 is terrible, 2 is bad, 3 is okay, 4 is good, and 5 is this is a great movie.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's probably a 3. It's serviceable.
There's some good parts. It's worth seeing.
There's some funny shit in there. I mean, Will Ferrell. He's gonna have some funny shit. Yeah, Kevin Hart's not bad either.
Oh, Kevin Hart's great. I love Kevin Hart.
And there's some genuinely funny things, but it's just the premise is so leaned on. Like every joke is about
getting hard.
Yeah, getting prison raped or trying to avoid prison rape or about Will Ferrell trying to be black. That's
man, I am never going to prison. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, me either. Not happening.
It's a good thing I don't do anything illegal.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
It would suck.
It would really suck.
That's okay. I don't have to worry about it.
Neither do I. Unless I'm framed.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't it?
No.
I know it doesn't.
Usually people that are framed are people that are partially guilty. You know what I mean? Someone who's got a little bit of the hand in it, and they get pinned for everything.
Unless you're, like, getting swatted or something.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Ugh.
I know, right?
Terrible. I don't know. I ever want to think about that.
No. That's bad.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to stick around. Swatting as much. Well, because I think there was a famous case of that guy who swatted someone. God, he was in Las Vegas, and he got a huge prison sentence out of that.
Yeah.
Like, don't fuck with cops.
Yeah.
Like, you send cops in fearing for their lives on something, you know, and you're going to get the maximum. Because it's basically lying and putting lives in danger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tantamount to, not really, but like attempted murder. I mean, you're in there hoping that the cops are going to come in and fuck their shit up.
Yeah.
Someone could get shot. I don't think it's happened.
It has.
Not a person dying because of it.
Not dying, no. I'm pretty sure people have been injured because of it.
I know animals have been shot. Dogs
Animals
and
have been
whatnot.
killed, and people have been injured.
Yes.
But yeah.
But yeah, and
But
so
the
I
other thing
think
is, I guess supposedly it's really hard to. I just actually read an article with interviewing somebody who actually like would occasionally swat people. I guess it's really hard to actually prove though. Like it's hard to even if you have like an IP address and stuff like that. It's hard.
Yeah, that's true. IP addresses are really unreliable.
Yeah.
As evidence.
Convict on that.
That's true. But a lot of times with the IP address also comes someone being an asshole on Twitch and having records of their comments being like, I hate you, you fag, you know.
Right.
I'm gonna, like that, and then a SWAT comes and it's like, well, these IP address matches, you were harassing this guy, and then he got swatted. They all came from the same, so that doesn't look good for you.
And the phone call from 911 came from...
Exactly. I mean, all that shit is just...
Yeah.
There will be enough, probably, for any jury to reasonably decide that you at least were, guilty.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, man.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, it is crazy shit. I was on a jury.
Were you?
I had jury duty after I visited you.
Really?
Yes.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I got selected to be on a jury trial, a criminal trial.
Can you talk about it?
I can. I'm allowed to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, though. Not what the trial was.
Oh, okay.
About, because it was some heavy shit.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sexual assault on a minor.
Oh my god.
It was rough. It was a rough trial.
Damn.
You're talking about jury duty being like, oh, you won't get selected, all that. And it's like, no, sometimes you do, and sometimes it's rough and terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. But, I think it's really interesting to think about. Like, I don't want to go on record as a juror because, but I think the idea of reasonable doubt, and in this case was special due to the circumstances of, the victim and everything. I think that a lot of juries, because you'll see jury trials are crazy. Yeah. And I think that jury trials are one of the most incredible thing in the U.S. The fact that you have to be convicted by regular-ass people randomly selected.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there is no, fucking... I mean, my jury was just everyone. Run the gamut of people, basically. Mm-hmm. All backgrounds, all types,
Yeah.
And just being able to unanimously decide one way or another... on something, and think about reasonable doubt, and you hear a lot of people get really pissed off, like prosecutors are like, reasonable doubt is tough, because you're like, oh, if you have any doubt at all, you can't convict, and it's not the way that reasonable doubt works.
No, definitely not.
Reasonable doubt is any good defense, and the public defender that this person had was incredible. We talked to the judge afterward, and she's, working for decades, so she was fucking incredible. But and that experience was probably one of the worst things I've ever gone through, because you just have no clue. You know what I mean? Like, with any trial, you're like, I don't know 100%. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have doubts in your mind, but you have to think like, am I looking for doubt? you know, or am I trying to find a way out? You know what I mean? Like trying to look for a crazy theory or reason, or with the evidence, it's like this had to have happened. Like it's just I may have doubts in my mind, you know, over the testimony, but going through everything, my doubts are not reasonable.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have to think this is what happened.
Yeah.
You know, based on what we saw, and you know, it's terrible because I've been sleepless because of this. You know, because it's just like, did I make the right call? You know what I mean? It's just tough. It's rough. I don't wish it on anyone, but it's incredible because you think about how much it makes me think that the jury system is incredible and is amazing because the stuff we had to go through and the thoughts we had and the discussion we had and everything was amazing. Like that is how it should be done. Like this is how justice needs to happen, where you give it to an impartial audience. They see everything, and then they have to make a unanimous decision upon everything. And it was, you know, that 12 Angry Men movie is kind of very realistic. Yeah. It very much felt like that. I mean, we deliberated for many hours on this. And we eventually came with unanimous decision, so. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I've never been called on jury duty anywhere for anything.
Been called twice.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
I only had to serve one. The other one I got out of due to circumstances, I guess. I was called in Lafayette County. Yeah. And I was living in Madison. Yeah. And I was a college student who didn't really have transportation. So I called and was like, I can't really get there. I don't have a car. It's like I technically reside at my parents', but I go to school in Madison. I'm in Madison right now. So, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Just we'll check you off the list. Like, it's fine. You're good for 4 years. And then, like, 10 years later, get called again. And had to serve on a jury trial. So, yeah, really interesting. Just seeing, like, the trial play out. It's a lot like movies. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's, you know, the arguments, the statements, the yelling objection and stuff. I mean, I went to a criminal trial for a pretty heinous crime, so it was very deep, you know. Right. Nobody was just phoning it in, you know. And that's what the judge said. He was like, sometimes you see public defenders or prosecutors who just don't have their stuff together. But these two were 100% on point. Like, it was just, it was good. It was really good and really interesting. And good to see. You know, it gives you a little faith in the judicial system. It's like, wow, they really work hard. Not to mention
Wheels
the
of
fact
democracy at work. Wheels of democracy turning.
Yeah, that the whatchamacallit, that the I don't know. It's just good, you know. It's good, and you have to. It's just interesting to think that you, as a human being, maybe you've never been called or whatever, but you have the vote on, you know, how justice is at the end. You know, when you go to trial, this is how it's decided. It's people like you and me get to have a say. So it feels good. Not every country's like that, you know. Yeah. Does England do jury trial, or do they do judges?
I believe they do some.
I'm looking that up. Trial by jury in England.
Don't you remember the Sherlock episode with Moriarty? He had a jury.
I'm choosed by England because it's the closest to America's past. Yeah, I guess it is trial by jury in England as well. Yeah. Ever since in 1920, women were allowed to be on juries. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
It's kind of funny though because like England and Wales are they get to wear the sweet powdered wigs.
Oh yeah, have to.
Yeah, I know, it's sweet. It's awesome. No dress code in our juries. No. I actually looked at the docket too for the court that I was in. There was a murder trial later in the month. Yeah. That was planned out for 2 weeks of jury duty, which would have been awful to be on. Yeah. I work for a company though that pays for jury duty, so I got my salary.
I think most are required to pay you something.
No, actually.
Really?
No, they're required to not penalize you for missing work. Oh. They're not required to pay you for the time that you spent on the jury. That you get paid by the state.
Right.
It's $20 a day.
Wow.
So it's not really anything you can live off of. I mean, you could live off $20 a day, I guess. But
I would have a hard time if I had like a 2-week.
Oh, exactly. Like a 2-week
take
trial is
2
crazy.
weeks off. Jesus.
No, but the company that I work for pays for. I don't know if it goes on past that, but at least a week. I think they'll pay
I would
your
imagine
salary.
Since I work for the state, they would probably continue paying me.
Probably, I would guarantee you.
Wanting
would.
to support the
state
Yeah.
and the judicial system of the state.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of companies do that though because it's not really worth it as a company. It's like it's one of those perks, that is just a thing. It's like, are you really gonna, screw someone out of this because they, I don't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
I got selected. And it's just for the amount of trials that a company will have employees that end up having to be on. It's probably like what across, a large company. 50, 60 days of work you're paying for, for people. It's like, it's not, is it really worth it money-wise to fuck people over? No. Probably not, because then they'll be like, why do I work here if they fuck me over?
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard or not, but Illinois is actually going through a budget thing right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Every state is.
Well, not just like that, but our Congress and governor have not been able to agree on a budget for this year. So effectively state government is like shutting down.
Oh, good. So you can have some unpaid time off, Adam?
I am not, because the university has alternate
they have
sources
their own
of
funding.
income as through tuition.
Yeah.
So our president said, they haven't sold the budget yet. As of July 1st, they had not sold the budget.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't worry, we have alternate income and tuition, which will take care of it. He said it can't go on indefinitely, but for as long as they do it, hopefully.
I'm sure. I mean, that stuff gets solved in weeks.
Yeah, theoretically. They had like a court thing going on where because the governor, I guess they had some kind of money from something where he wanted to continue paying state workers while the budget was decided. But then they had some kind of like injunction. Or they had some kind of court thing.
They said like, fuck you.
They decided no.
Well, they were just like, fuck you. No, you can't just like take this, easy way out.
Right.
To make this
if he
easier.
could keep paying, then he could keep not approving.
Yeah, exactly.
Congress budgets.
Yeah, exactly.
There'd be no pressure. But yeah.
Well, it's not going on in Wisconsin. We got a super majority, so everything that ever gets announced gets passed.
Yeah.
So
I think we have a mostly Democratic legislature, but we have a Republican governor right now.
Of course.
Or something like that.
It's okay because, it's all good. Like it's so dumb. Our fucking state. I can't handle it. I don't want to talk about it. It's just we got a budget shortfall, so let's cut taxes. Makes sense. Cut revenue. It'll solve the money deficit. Doesn't at all. Anyway. Hasn't, at least so far. Worked out. So God damn it. I fucking hate our governor. Sorry. Go on record.
Yeah, ours is not really a peach either.
Well, better than our governor.
I can't really say too much because he's at least not as outspoken as your governor.
That's true. I guess. Our governor likes to be a dick in public.
Yeah.
He likes to run for president.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't wait. Oh, he's never going to get a nomination.
Our Bernie Sanders is doing pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like better than people expect. I know everyone was like, I really like Bernie Sanders, but there's no way. But I guess he's doing actually pretty good in the early polling.
He's an interesting guy. He's a real working man's guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll see. Yeah, Scott Walker's pretty much going to be fucked. I mean, Wisconsin's track record alone, I'll get torn to pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like all of his promises campaign-wise have not come to pass.
Yeah. We're
going to make more jobs, and nowhere close to where he said. It's like all these promises have not fallen through yet, and it's like, you're going to have a tough time standing up for that. Like, God, I want to move to Minnesota.
Well, no.
No, but they were talking. Like their states, like they had the same like budget problems that Wisconsin had.
Yeah.
But they have a Democratic governor and Senate, and they basically raised taxes a little bit and like cut some things, and now they are in the positive.
No.
Whereas our state cut everything and lowered taxes, and now we have no money still. It's terrible.
Flee down here to Illinois, where there are just as many problems.
It's just funny that Wisconsin has gone down in the amount of jobs, available, versus, Minnesota that's skyrocketed towards the top of the states of the union being a place to work at.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not working, man. It's gonna ride the train to the no train because he didn't want the train. We'll ride the broken road system to the end of the earth. It's all right. The nightmare will be over soon.
Yeah.
We've only got how many years left? Not too many.
What is governor? Like, how long do they?
Is it 4 years or 6 years?
That's what I was wondering. I thought it might be.
I think it's
6,
4. I think it's 4.
4, yeah.
I believe it's 4, but you have unlimited term limits.
Oh,
or is
right,
it
yeah.
2?
Yeah.
Or
Senators
3?
are 6. That's what's 6.
Yeah, senators are 6. Representatives are 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah. But I think governors are 4, just like presidents.
Right.
So, but I think that term limits in states vary state to state. I think our state has a two-term limit.
Yeah. Tangent. I actually never thought that was a cool thing.
Term limits?
Yeah.
I agree. Definitely. If somebody's doing a good job, why kick them out?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And that if they're really doing a bad job, they're going to lose an election.
Totally.
Like, as much as, like, conspiracy theorists would like to say, someone, they're going to rig the votes or, it's like, it's up to the people to vote. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do a terrible job,
right,
you're going to get voted out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? George Bush would have been voted out.
Yeah.
After the, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way that man would have come back.
No.
In 2008. You know what I mean? Like, he would not have been able to beat Obama. I mean, that was a landslide, the first one. McCain had nothing. And Romney barely could do anything. And he was not a terrible candidate, actually.
No.
Looking at, even though he ran the GOP hard religion Bible Belt line.
Yeah, man, that Mormon thing.
But you look at his when he was governor and how he was definitely more independent than Republican.
Yeah.
He introduced health care. You know what I mean? Like he Obamacare was based on his original Romney care. It's like he was not super terrible. The same with McCain, but
Right.
That's why man, let's not talk politics.
Okay, that's a good. idea.
Let's end it.
Yeah.
And the politics talk.
Let's do it.
I don't know how much podcast we have left. Let's look at the topics here. We've gone through a lot. You want to talk about video games? Let's do video games and let's get out of here.
Okay.
Adam, what video games you been up to?
I've been playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed, Black Flag.
Black Flag.
Yeah.
You've been pirating it up.
Yeah.
How's that working out?
Good. It made me wonder why I stopped playing it, and I think it was because something else came out.
Yep, that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
I need to get back to The Witcher 3.
I do too.
ASAP. Because I got distracted.
I'm going to try to do some more pirating, and then I'm going to get back to The Witcher. But
might have to wait for that next patch on The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the patch.
Supposedly there's another balance patch, control optimization patch.
Oh, yeah, adding UI shit, all kinds of crazy
inventory
big stuff. Yeah.
Management, because the inventory is terrible in Witcher 3. It's just a big pile of shit.
Alternate movement mode? Yeah.
Huh?
Alternate movement mode?
Yeah. Supposedly updates. I don't really hate the movement.
Neither do I.
I'd like to try the new one. Maybe it'd be even better. So I'll probably wait for that. Let's see here.
What's
really, the Black Flag? What's got you hooked?
God, they should just make a fucking game that is sailing around in your awesome fucking boat, destroying other boats.
Well, let me point you at Assassin's Creed Rogue that came out for the Xbox 360.
Fuck that.
Well, it's supposedly more of Black Flag, more pirating, more boating around.
Yeah, but it's also on 360.
That's also true. Yeah, and PS3. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And maybe PC. I don't know. Maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I like boating around, and some of the assassin stuff is okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It kind of almost makes me sad when I have to do actual story missions.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Sometimes.
Some of them are cool. Some of them are really cool. And the story is not terrible. But there's still just so many of those goddamn terrible mission types where you're fucking tailing people forever.
Yeah. I like how they added the ability to upvote or downvote missions, too, in the game. So I was like, hey, how'd you like this mission where you had to follow a guy and not be seen? Like, no, downvote. That's terrible. They always suck.
Those are the worst because you have to stay within a certain...
Well, you always, every time you fail one of those, it's like, oh, so you got fucked over.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, shit, like the line of sight was broken in a weird way.
Right.
Even though you could still see the guy. And it's
or
like,
I was falling along the rooftops and I somehow jumped randomly out in the middle of the street in front of everybody.
Yeah, I always thought those were dumb. Especially because it's like, oh, you should never, ever get penalized, right, for losing someone. You know, they should just walk their whole circuit. And if you can find them again, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's what would happen in real life. You're just like, oh, I failed.
Be able to use your
I'm going to stop trying to find them.
Yeah, or like see their footprints in Eagle Vision or something.
Exactly. Or in Eagle Vision, you can see them through walls. You know what I mean? Like, I can see where he is just because I'm not next to him. You know what I mean? It's like, I still know where he is and where he's going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Those always seem really broken and dumb.
At the same time, though, I haven't played, Unity or whatever, but this has so many fun ways to murder people.
Yeah, they always do.
And, like, cool death animation stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I do have a lot of fun on the Assassin.
Requies in pace.
Yeah. Requiescat in pace.
As Enzo would say. Or what was his name? Ezio. Ezio Auditore.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like, there's so many different places you can, like, hop out of, murder somebody, and pull them back into, and air assassinations, double air assassinations, and...
Double air. You get multiple bits of air.
You can have 4 black powder pistols, so you can, like, fire 4 shots before you need to reload, and just, like, lay waste to a couple dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, swinging on ship ropes to other ships and, like, air assassinating.
Yeah.
It's just... It's a lot of fun. So I'm digging it. I have this fucking OCD thing though, whenever I get to a new area, I have to like fucking go to all the viewpoints and get all the collectible bullshit and find my sea shanties and all that stuff. So I don't know. That's probably part of what got me away from the first game too, is that I wanted to collect all that shit when I should have probably just kept pushing stuff forward. But yeah, it's cool. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm digging it again because I finally got back into it. I feel like I should finish it.
Yeah.
But
God, you know what we got to see?
What's that?
That Warcraft movie.
Oh man.
God, I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
You and your Warcraft.
It's gonna be good, man.
I don't know about that.
Apparently, it's Comic-Con. They've had new Batman vs. Superman trailer that looked cool. Some Wonder Woman fighting.
I haven't seen that.
It looks awesome. Supposedly a leaked trailer of Suicide Squad happened.
Oh, cool.
So you can watch that before it gets pulled off the internet. But
that's the one I'm most excited about of the DC ones.
Yeah. Supposedly the Warcraft movie, people said the trailer looks pretty great.
Yeah.
So you would assume that they would be able to put together a pretty good CGI movie.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine. I don't know. I've never been huge into like Warcraft lore or anything, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. I mean, I hope it's good. Duncan Jones, the director, is great.
Yeah.
So I hope it's good. I mean, he directed Moon, which is a great movie. A couple other good movies too. I like the posters look good. There's especially orcs versus humans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Looks cool. I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, I mean, I'm just excited. I hope it's good, you know.
Yeah.
Always good to look forward to. I've got another thing to talk about, Adam.
Okay.
Games I've been playing.
Yeah, what's that?
I played a bunch of You Must Build a Boat.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great game. Did you ever play 10 Million?
Nope.
It's great. It's match 3. Dungeon crawler. Kind of going, your guy's like, running through a dungeon and you have to match, tiles to do damage. Or
kind of like Puzzle Quest? Or
a little bit, but the matching is different. It's not like Puzzle Quest where it's kind of turn-based.
Yeah.
Or Puzzle Quest isn't turn-based, is it?
I believe it might be.
But Puzzle Quest is very bejeweled, where you can move 1 to 1, whereas this is like got a unique, like you slide an entire row or column to match, which is different. The music's incredible. I mean, it's a sequel to 10 Million. It's very similar in aesthetic. The matching is the exact same, but it's got a different plot. There's different systems. I mean, like, you gain money, thought, and strength, like tiles that you match give you like points in those, and you can spend them back at your boat, because it's not like the other one was you were in a dungeon trying to get out, and you would unlock, like, save people that were also trapped, and like, so like in this one you are on a boat and you're traveling down a river supposedly to get out, of this area, and you basically collect, you defeat enemies and you can get the enemies and they show up on your boat. It kind of feels like Noah's Ark. You're a giant boat and you got like one of each enemy type. When you defeat them or get the captured version, they give you like a bonus. Like this one gives you 5% damage resistance or whatever, and that's cool. And then you like level up your sword and your staff and your magic spells that you get. You just can keep running it over and over again, collecting money and leveling up everything. It's got a good level up progression. It's kind of an RPG match 3. It's really cool, really unique, great music, love it. I don't know, there's not a lot to say other than the fact that it's great. I think it's $3, so love that game.
Cool.
Play a lot of that. And just today, I played one of the PlayStation Plus titles.
Oh, yeah?
I can't believe this is a PlayStation Plus title. Rocket League.
Oh, Rocket League. Huh.
Which has blown up
the
charts, like on Steam. It's huge. It's a big Twitch streaming game. Do you know anything about Rocket League?
I downloaded the free PS Plus games, I think, last night, and I saw it, and I had no idea what the fuck it was.
It's awesome.
Yeah?
We'll have to play it. You'll have to play it. Well, you can play it together, because it's free. You can play online. But it's... so it's like... I don't know how to describe it. It's like car soccer, basically.
That sounds terrible.
You need to try it, though.
I hate soccer and cars.
Well, it doesn't matter. But you like multiplayer games.
No.
But you like games.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway. I don't know how to describe this. I mean, someone who's diametrically opposed to something without even seeing it. I mean, I don't know. But it's not a racing game. You just happen to be in cars. It's like a space future game. I don't know how to describe it. Other than the fact that your team 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4, little cars, there's a big floaty space ball, and you basically drive cars around hitting a ball, and you have to get into the goal. But
oh man,
what makes the game so good is the way the cars control, and it controls like nothing I've ever played before. The fact that you're a car seems to have no difference in the way the game plays. Because, I mean, you have boosts, your car can jump, you can double jump, you can do, like, a crazy flip to kick the ball. It's like, I don't know. Like, they don't have to be cars. I mean, you're just basically like a 3D avatar driving around. They can, like, double jump and then do, like, a kick turn in the air to shoot the ball at the net. I don't know how to describe it. It's really fun, though. And I think that what makes the game so cool is that it's fucking zany. It is so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, the pace is incredible on Rocket League. And I love the fact that it's a PS Plus game. This game came out like a week ago, or like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's just free on PS Plus. It's huge.
PS Plus is great.
You see, like, I was on, forums earlier today, and people were, like, sharing Twitch streams, like, pro teams playing. And, like, it's just, like, the skill level is insane. I mean, you're like just like double boost, flip, jump, slap kick into the corner of the net. Like, it's just like, oh my god. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, I guess if you're not like a fan of, like, let's say like a Sports Friends kind of like co-op team based, sport-esque, game. You're not going to probably dig it, but I don't know. Just playing it for a little bit. I think it's worth trying, Adam, just because you can get 10 trophies for free for playing maybe one match. Okay. But also just to feel the way the controls are. Your car kind of turns on a dime, and you just, I don't know, there's just something about the speed. It is fast, and it feels good. I don't know. It's always kind of neat to even if you're not into a game.
Yeah.
But just to feel how slick and solid the controls feel, it really feels tight. If let's say you weren't into fighting games, right? But you played Nidhogg, you can just feel how good the controls are. It really feels tight. I don't know. I got into playing that this morning. I may play a lot more tomorrow, just because it's kind of fun. I don't know. It's kind of fun to watch too, because watching people that are really skillful at doing it and then playing it yourself and seeing how difficult it is to pull off the moves that they're doing. Yeah. And being like, man, I'm never going to be that good. It's like watching pro level fighting game players. Mm-hmm. You're like, yeah, I can Hadouken. I can do a Hadouken. I can get a dragon punch, but I'm never going to be at the level these people are. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool. Or watching a first person shooter, seeing the pro Counter-Strike matches,
or that fucking Battlefield 4 sniper guy who's
exactly people doing doing double snipe, hitting two people with one bullet. Shit, no, I'll never do that. But it's cool to see, Yeah. Yeah, I played a bunch of that though. I got way into that. I don't know. That's about it. The Star Citizen had a bit of a kerfluff. You saw
I heard
this,
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Star Citizen, I guess that in their E3 trailer, they actually showed a bunch of Chris Roberts directing actors at the green screen studio for the first person shooter, mocap and everything. Get their fucking, here's our game development video. Here's us mocapping stuff, because that's always got to be part of it. Here's some people wearing green suits with a bunch of balls on them, running around. Yeah, so the first-person shooter development has been indefinitely suspended.
Delayed, yeah.
Delayed or whatever, yes. Well, development's indefinitely delayed, I guess. Supposedly it was supposed to come out this month or a couple weeks ago, and they basically announced right before, it's not ready.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, and I don't know, because there's a lot of PR spin coming with this game, because I feel like the public tide is turning a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of one of those boondoggles that was promised at one of the crazy stretch goals.
Yeah.
They were going to build a full first-person shooter aspect that would work in both an arena combat and kind of a shipboarding combat style.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, wow, I can't believe they're doing that. They should probably just focus on this game. And then them coming out saying yeah, it's not working. Supposedly, the scuttlebutt is that the Crisis engine they're using doesn't work very well as a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
At least in a multiplayer sense, I guess. The way the netcode works in the back end, it's not good lag-wise for a first-person shooter. So it's not really built well. And I guess, the people that made CryEngine first-person shooter games, there aren't very many, actually.
No, not really.
CryEngine games, besides the Crisis games, but those are mostly single-player games.
Yeah.
And you don't have problems there. Bots are bots. But building a Battlefield where you have someone with internet connection from here, someone with internet connection from here, shooting at each other and having that link up, in a good way is difficult. So they're having problems. So that got suspended. But I want to just talk about this shit that happened, which was a bad call, I would say. One of the developers basically went on the the Cloud Imperium Games forums, Robert Space Industry forums. Went on a little bit of a rant.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It is, I don't know what the word count of this is, but it is 3 forum posts that are basically full walls of text.
Yeah.
Basically, listing complaints they've read and refuting them.
Okay.
Star Marine is delayed indefinitely. First of all, delayed indefinitely is incorrect, which is what they said. So I'm sorry if you think it's incorrect, developer, but they said that. We do not. So you're saying that he's saying delayed indefinite isn't exactly correct. They don't have a release date to announce yet, which is not the same thing. It is the same thing. I mean, if you're not focusing on it, I don't know. He's saying delayed indefinitely is not what they mean, but that seems weird that you would publicly say something.
Maybe it means that they're not actually delaying development on it, but it's just not coming out when they thought. They're
saying development on it is delayed indefinitely. That was the public statement.
Yeah.
And he's saying that's not true, which seems wrong. I feel like as a company you would PR say the correct thing, but... Yeah. He's saying they're still working on it. You know, they were going to release it, but it wasn't ready enough, so whatever. That's not good. Anyway, someone says, Star Marina's Call of Duty in space. Okay, why do you need... It's like, this whole, like, response thing is like some... You know what I mean? Like, Who does this? Why respond to these rumors, Adam? Why spend your time... You know, like, as a company, Adam, what is the PR motto? Don't comment on rumors.
Yeah.
Don't basically feed the sharks. You know what I mean? Like, Don't say anything. You know? Because by saying something, you're admitting that there is bad sentiment. You know what I mean? You're admitting that people are detracting. You are admitting that there is at least something for someone to say. You know, even if you're saying it's all false, it's still... If it was false, then why do you even talk about it? Why even say anything? You know what I mean? Why you don't have to defend yourself. It's someone saying some rumor that is not even close to being true. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, it is just insane. Like it's like literally going through every single like detractable comment, you know, that everyone has said. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I mean, like here's one: sales are down, we're doomed. And his response: we're not concerned. You shouldn't be either. We saw the same trend last year. We're keenly aware the interest is based on our ability to deliver fresh content. Star Marine has delayed that. The influx of new players suffers as a result. But every single person in the team is confident in what we're doing to deliver things that deserve real attention. It's like, okay, why mention it, though? You know what I mean? Like, are you saying... But by saying that, are you admitting that the concurrent sales that are happening now are necessary for development? You know, and the $86 million you already have isn't enough? That you need to have this inflow of cash? It just... Don't... You know, just saying something leads to more questions. You know what I mean? And that's always a terrible thing. And they had a couple key producers leave as well. Yeah. The company, which is never a good sign. Doesn't mean it's doomed. I mean, Amy Hennig left Naughty Dog. Yep. But does that mean that, Uncharted 4 is going to be bad? No. I mean, there's plenty of great people there, too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I guess it's the Last of Us guys who are taking over that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was a great game. You know what I mean? And she had something to do with that, but that wasn't really her team. Yeah. You know what I mean? She was just around as a producer for Naughty Dog. And The Last of Us people were great. You know, it didn't involve all the people from Uncharted, and they still made a great game. Mm-hmm. So that's always possible. But it just seems weird. This giant post from July 8th, set of 4 huge forum posts, like line by line denying every rumor, reeks of some sort of desperation. You know what I mean? Like they're really desperate to let people know that they're not having a problem. Yeah. Which may or may not be a bad thing, but it certainly is like, why? It just makes me less confident, which sucks. Because I really want that game to be good and come out. Yeah. But I don't know. What do you think? What is your thoughts? Is this going to be a disaster, or is this going to come out and be the game everyone hopes it's going to be?
I think, like most things, it's going to be somewhere in between.
Yeah.
I doubt it'll be the end-all, be-all game that they're maybe trying to make. But I think it'll be probably pretty competent. I don't necessarily see them delaying the third-person or the first-person shooting as, a disaster, or the producers leaving as a disaster. But on the other hand, it's, like you said, it's not really a comforting thing either. So
no, definitely, it doesn't lead you to be like, wow, okay, they got their shit together. It's like, well, you're just saying more of the things you've been saying. You know what I mean? putting out things on the schedule that you originally said gives me confidence that you're getting things together.
Yeah. I don't really think that the forum posts is as big a thing for me, because I'm betting that's just some developer who, probably without PR's knowledge, just,
But, I mean, this is still up now. I mean, obviously, they could have deleted all of it.
Maybe, but, developers... I mean, these are the guys who were actually making the game. They probably just...
Yeah.
They probably felt it was more personal than it was, and wanted to, they probably felt like, even though it may not have been an attack, they might have felt under attack. When you put a lot of your effort into something and then somebody, starts saying stuff about it that you may not think is true, I think it was probably just a human thing for them to do that. Whether it was good policy, probably not.
No. I just worry for this game because
I, having not donated anything,
being a lover,
yeah,
of space games and your freelancers and
I want freelancer. Stuff. That's all I want. This sounds like it's developed into something more than that, which could be fine, but it could just be more than I want too. I definitely want it to come out and be a great game. I mean, if it is, I'll buy it and play it. But ever since it became all this other stuff, I've been more kind of checked out on it. I mean, I'm still interested, but I don't really need. I don't want first person shooting in it at all. I'm
just worried.
That. I want freelancer again. I want somebody to make another freelancer game.
I'm just worried because. Just worried. Because the estimated delivery on the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
November 2014.
Yeah, that's...
Not for... And I'll even give them that. Not for the finished game even. But for an alpha. Because it's exclusive access.
Yeah.
The alpha and beta for the the $30 get in your, backer tier,
Well, I have a feeling that a lot of that game changed after those first 30 days too, though. So all those other things that happened after that, I'm sure, added to the time necessary to complete it.
But that's not good, though. You know what I mean? For you and me that want the freelancer game, it's like, don't focus on this stuff. Focus on making the game originally.
Well, yeah, but then again, I didn't put any money to it. So and even if I did, I don't think that means I have necessarily a say in what they decide to make.
I mean, nobody has a say in what they decide to make. They're making it themselves. But
right.
But like the fact that the beta or alpha would say, I'm assuming this November 2014 is not for the finished game, at least, but for at least the beta access. Because, I mean, delivery would be access to the alpha. Because, I mean, I think that's an initial delivery. You know what I mean? Like, you've got access to the alpha. That's that. And that's not happened yet. They have the Squadron 42 alpha, which isn't really real. It's just kind of like you can dick around in this sandbox single space fly around arena. Or walk around your ship in a 3D viewer.
Yeah.
That's not really the game alpha. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call that an alpha. That's pre-alpha. Like, they're going to be a year behind come this November.
I'm not worried about that. I expect that. I mean, it's kind of sad to say, but I don't ever expect anybody to deliver things on time anymore. Ever. And
which is
extra
wrong.
Time, well, I guess that's just the way it is now. That's the way it is for a lot of AAA games. Well, that's the way it is for a lot of AAA games, too. I mean, a lot of them are pushed back all the time. So it doesn't surprise me that these guys who start up on Kickstarter and are accepting donations on their website are pushing stuff back. I mean...
It's true.
It's just, I think that it comes part of the course now.
To have $90 million, give or take. They got to get this out, man.
I'm less concerned about when they get it out as to what it actually is.
I mean, I think Grand Theft Auto costs somewhere around $100 million to make. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting close to that development, and this game's more massive than that.
Yeah. Well, they've opened up a bunch of studios in different places around the world.
Yeah, I know. So. It's just... just worrying.
I fully expect
I've always
this game...
been worried, I guess. You know, I haven't backed it because
Yeah.
I'm not going to back something that isn't out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They put an alpha out, you know what I mean? And people are like, this is great. Then I'll buy in, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I'll have to play. But it's just something the Star Citizen just reeks of it.
I'm less worried than you are, but, you know... On the other hand, I think I'm less invested, too. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we're both not invested at all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, you go to their website for Star Citizen, and it's lots of ads for things
I'm
you
more
can buy.
optimistic about Kickstarted things.
In general?
In general, yes.
Not me. Everyone knows that. This is the show.
By this time, everybody knows that. I'm pretty sure it'll actually come out. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be a decent game. I don't know if it'll be what I want it to be, but
for sure. I mean, like, we can look at the pledge levels right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the starting one now? Is $45.
Yeah, other people have put like $10,000.
Oh, no, we talked about that in a previous episode.
Yeah.
But you know, you can get the Aurora or the Mustang to start out, $45.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and that's. I don't even know what this has. I guess the Aurora is your basic.
Yeah.
Ship, I guess. Your basic spaceship. That's like your Millennium Falcon style. Like you can transport cargo and fight.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mustang is more of the fighter plane.
Yeah.
This is gonna be interesting because, like, you know, when you buy this base pack, you get Arena Commander Pass, whatever that is. I think that must be that beta they have out where you can fly around
Probably
your ship. Self-land hangar. 1,000 credits to start. Digital manual. Squadron 42 single player game download. The Star Citizen download and beta access. Right? Check this out. 3-month insurance.
Yeah. For ships.
3 months.
Yeah.
So after 3 months, my ship gets blown up. I can't play the game anymore.
You have to buy a new one.
You have to put real money in.
I don't know about that. I bet they probably have some.
What if I haven't earned enough money?
I bet they have a kind of shitty bargain basement ship that you could get.
Yeah.
I'm betting anyway. But yeah, that's the thing. They're making this like Eve Light kind of, I guess, like arcadey Eve, and that's not really what I'm sure that I want. Because I want Freelancer again.
This game just seems worse and worse the more I look at it. You know what I mean? Like less and less what I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they have this pack here, right? Mm-hmm. $1,100 comes with. Let me count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 16, 17 ships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tons of extras. We got like digital novelette, digital making of, it's star map, special hull skin, like all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
A fish tank Mark 1 for inside your ship. You know what I mean? All this bullshit. Like posters. Lifetime insurance, Adam.
That's nice.
So what's the difference there? I mean, I just don't like the way that this game seems to be extremely pay to win. You know what I mean?
Well, I think all the insurance stuff is probably going to be in-game currency thing.
I know, but it just seems... It just seems sketchy. It's like, buy it now and guarantee unlimited lifetime insurance. It's like, well, what? Like, I don't, like me being, like any person with insurance, being fearful of someone flying in and fucking over my ship, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to get the lifetime insurance. But that's fucked up to think about in a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, buying insurance, which is already kind of gambling a little bit with your life. You know, like,
well, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
in a game, like, I don't want to make a decision like that in a game. Ugh.
I prefer my my fantasy a little bit more.
I would just assume
Fantasy.
that
Unless
every single ship that you buy, like the original package, right? Mm-hmm. This is what I was assuming. The original, I'm going to pay $50 to get this game when it comes out. $50 gets me a ship and some starter credits. But that starter ship should have lifetime insurance on it by default. Yeah. I got my starter ship. I'm always going to have that. I'm never going to not have this bare minimum.
Yeah.
But the thought is, 3 months are up, some butthole in his $10,000 fucking spaceship flies by and just shotguns you. You're fucked. You have to pay money if you don't have enough money saved up. You know what I mean? It's just like...
I don't know if that's...
true. It just seems like more than a game to me.
That's an assumption that I'm not willing to make.
Well, based on what I'm seeing right now, that's what I have to assume.
Yeah.
They have subscriptions. I mean, the fact that they sell a $7,000 pack is mind-blowing.
I guess, but man, if you can do it, why not?
Why? Why do it at all?
If you can get somebody to pay $7,000 for a digital ship, yeah, let them buy it.
I mean, the massive amounts of different ways to pay are really sketch to me. It just seems,
I guess, but
it feels gross.
How else you gonna get people to spend a lot of money?
Make a really good game that people want to buy.
Well, people
like
won't,
an MMO.
People won't donate $10,000 before the game is out for that.
Wait, what are you saying?
People won't pay $10,000 before the game's out for that.
For what? A good game?
Just the promise of a good game.
That's what they're doing right now.
Well, they're doing that, and they're promising digital ships. Shit.
It's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy, Adam. I mean, they're selling skins and stuff at this point. It's like they're selling DLC before the game's out.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. DLC. I mean, they're selling credits right now. In-game currency.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see when it comes out, what it's all like. How it shakes out. I mean,
totally.
I feel like no one could ever put a game out where that starter ship wouldn't be out of your price range without having to pay in again.
Yeah, if
that seems like gambling.
If they have a way that you can bork your ship and then not have one, and actually have to pay your own money to get another one, that would be supremely fucked.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case. But if that is the case, that is supremely fucked.
God, and just looking at this makes me want to buy it.
Wow.
Ships!
Doing
Space!
something right, then. Yeah.
I know, but I'll never do it. I mean, it's insane. When the game comes out and the reviews are good, I will gladly buy. Maybe not even like the starter package. You know what I mean? If the game's out and the reviews are good, I'll spend $100.
Well, maybe they
get a really good ship.
Maybe won't be able to do it then. After that,
no, they will, because they'll know people will want that.
Yeah, you're right.
No, they're not going to turn down money, especially since it'll be that. I'll buy the Freelancer Max package. Let's see what that is. That the Freelancer's like the cargo ship, like the space hauling, space trucking ship. That comes with 6-month insurance for $155, Adam.
There you go.
It's insane. I don't know. Blowing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we're going to be done here tonight.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
You don't want the Constellation Aquila?
Is that another ship?
Yeah. Ursa rover for planetary... Oh, wait, no, it's got... Explore any distant horizon. The Constellation Aquila... Aquila? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Aquila.
Features a redesigned cockpit for maximum visibility, advanced sensors, and an onboard Ursa rover for planetary exploration.
Oh, it's on Mako.
That's right. Well, this is basically your Enterprise style. Like, we're an exploration ship, although it's way smaller. I mean, probably holds like 10 people. But still, I mean, they have capital ships you can buy.
Yeah.
Which is mind-blowing.
Really awesome.
It is. Let's look at a capital ship. What do we got? We got Javelin class destroyer. I don't know. It doesn't say the name. Now that I've looked over it, the Idris M, the Idris P. Wait, max crew 10? Doesn't seem like much of a capital ship to me.
No.
Whatever. I guess that's as big as they get.
Really?
I mean, that makes sense.
I guess.
You're not going to have 100 people in a ship. I mean, that's talking about, like, players. You know what I mean? But, man, I don't know. It seems really cool, though. I mean, like, if the game is great, it'll be amazing. It feels like vaporware to me right now. And I really want them to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Because I want it.
I think it'll come out.
Yep, well, it could. All right, Adam.
Yeah.
You ready to go to bed?
Yeah. Maybe
Time
a little
to go
bit
to
more.
sleep.
Maybe a little bit more sass and stabbing, but we'll see.
A little more stabbing.
Yeah.
I don't know how much later I can stay up. But, I
Couple
want
quick
to thank
stabs.
everybody for listening. It's Born in the 80s. You can just go to the website. What's the website?
BornInThe80s.net.
That's right, Born in the 80s. Leave a comment on the episode page.
Yeah.
Check links. See the cool album art I make for every episode.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. We have a couple awesome, dedicated listeners.
We do.
You know, talking Brett, Andrew, Jordan, all you guys. Love you guys. Why I wake up in the morning. That's sad. You're not why I wake up in the morning. But yeah. Put a spring in my step. And I love that we have our dedicated core listeners that are great.
Yeah.
Love to see it expand. Maybe
Yeah,
we're too niche-y. I don't know.
You can
Ray
email
niche-y.
us.
We're, what?
You can email us.
You can email us. That's right. Bitecast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
It's a real
It's a real thing.
lame email address.
It's
I
great.
feel like, can't we get like a fans@borninthE80s.net email set up?
Yeah. We can look into that.
I could. It wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, probably
It'd be
not.
really easy, actually.
Probably.
Email's bitecast@gmail.com right now, though.
Yes, it is.
That doesn't get utilized enough for me to bother. A couple emails a month.
There's honesty.
Well, I mean, it's not worth it. You get the listeners.
Yeah.
We'll get the fancy email address. I was serious about that copy of Nausicaa. I'm serious. I'm just going to mail it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam.
I'll email you.
No. A host of the show is not available for participation in the prizes.
Man.
Well, I'm serious. Bitecast@gmail.com. BITE cast@gmail.com.
Yep.
You throw that shit in there. Man, should we have him answer a question, Adam?
Sure.
All right, what's the question? Adam, your one contribution this week.
Okay.
Think of a question to ask our listeners.
Question. Let's see.
I'm just vamping, Adam.
All right.
No.
If you go into the contact us page,
Yep.
BornInThe80s.net.
Yep, BornInThe80s.net website, right?
Yes. We have several different options for contacting us.
Yep.
One of them refers back to an old segment that we used to do. What is the name of that segment and category?
You get the official name of that segment. I think I know what it's talking about. Not even looking at the page.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
That's right.
You say the name of that old segment from the classics.
From the classics.
From the classics. We're calling them the classics because they're classic.
Yeah.
Fucking classic, brah. The classics.
Totes.
I'll send you a fucking Blu-ray. I think it's even a Blu-ray DVD combo of Nausicaa, and I will sign my autograph with a picture. I'll draw you a John original numbered print. No, not even a print. Maybe I'll print it just to say you got a printed 0001 copy of this fucking doodle.
Certificate of authenticity.
Certificate of doodle efficiency.
Yeah.
Doodle-ticity.
Okay.
I'm tired. I need to go to bed. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Thanks. We're broadcasting.
We're broadcasting.
I'm going to just write my note sheet down. I'm all...
Freeborn man of the USA.
What's that from?
The Wire. It's their...
Oh, yeah. I'm a freeborn man of the USA.
Their wake song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Which one died? The old guy? Oldman? Detective Oldman.
Ray Cole, yeah.
Detective Ray Cole Oldman.
No. Detective Gary Oldman.
Fell down. Collapsed on a
Fucking
treadmill.
Stairmaster.
A Stairmaster. That's not Boston, though. They're not Boston in The Wire.
A balmy.
Which is like Boston, but like more hicky. All right, Adam, let me check the levels.
The levels.
Let me check the levels.
Check the levels.
Go check the levels and see if we sound right.
Oh, God. Oh, you got to be checking the levels now, seeing if you sound right. I'm a freeborn man of the USA.
Make sure you set yourself on... Oh, make sure you set yourself on studio.
I already am, lad.
I just switched over. Do I sound better?
Aye.
I sound a little better. I sound a little bit better.
Oh, God.
What's wrong with the head?
Ha-ta-ta-ta-ta.
That's all I can talk about, like, is a port.
Sound like a sick leprechaun.
You sound like a sick leprechaun.
Leprechaun. It's the leprechaun.
I'm just a little bit leprechaunish.
Leprechaunish. Is that like a carny leprechaun?
Yeah, a leprechaun. A leprechauni. That's not to be confused with a leper colony.
No.
A leprechauni is what an Irish person would call a leper colony.
You should throw a couple leprechaunies at the D&D crew for Skull and Shackles.
Why would there be carnies?
Why not?
What carnival would they be at?
Well, you know, pirates, like Tortuga Town, festival type stuff.
Tortuga Town.
Tortuga Town.
Is that the Disney pirate land?
Tortuga.
Come on down to Tortuga Town.
Tortuga Town. It does sound like a Disney theme.
Ride Johnny Depp's dreadlocks slide.
Whoa. Yep.
That's one thing that's definitely true, though. White people cannot do dreadlocks. No. It's inadmissible.
I think Depp did a pretty good job with him.
Well, yeah, because he was playing a ridiculous character.
Yeah.
And if you're a real person and you have dreadlocks, you're a ridiculous character.
Yeah. I kind of think that way with ponytails, too, though.
No, I'd agree. White dudes and black guys. I mean, you've seen... I just think men ponytails don't work.
Yeah, exactly.
You've seen oh shit, what's that goddamn Tarantino movie? Jackie Brown. Samuel Jackson's rocking.
Actually,
you haven't?
All the way through. No, I haven't seen it all the way through.
Yeah, but you know Sam Jackson's got the rocking the ponytail.
Yeah,
he's got the little tiny weird beard and the ponytail.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! All right, would you have topics?
Not really.
Do you have anything to talk about, Adam?
Assassin's Creed.
Do you have anything to bring to the podcast?
I have Assassin's Creed.
I'm adding that to the list because you didn't add it to the list.
I have my wit and my charm.
You have an entire week to prepare for this podcast.
Well, John, we've got so many fucking backed up topics. I feel like it's bad to bring anything more. We never get to them anyway.
Well, yeah. But you gotta have them. I'd rather have them there and not use them.
I don't know. We've got plenty.
All right, Adam. I'm gonna ask you for all of the topics then, since we have such a backlog.
Yeah.
You know, all of them are me. By the way,
I know.
You bring nothing.
If you brought less, I'd bring more. I don't feel my services are needed.
Well, they are, Adam. I'm telling you. I can't bring all the ingredients to the bake-off. Gotta bring some sugar and some flour, Adam. That's all I ask.
Hey, man. Assassin's Creed. I brought it.
Ass Creed.
Also, Get Hard. I watched Get Hard.
Well, I don't even know what that is, but I'm gonna add it.
It's a movie with Will Ferrell and
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, what's his name?
And Farrell Williams.
No, not Farrell Williams. This is a black guy.
They all look alike, so Adam doesn't know.
No, it's not why.
It's Kevin Hart, you idiot.
Yes,
I've not
Kevin
even
Hart.
seen the movie, and I know it's Kevin Hart.
It's Kevin Hart. Yeah, it's about him getting him hard for prison.
Oh, gross. All right.
That joke is made, by the way, like 30 million times in that movie.
Yeah, of course. 177.
Yep.
You ready to start? I mean, we might as well start.
Yeah, let's do it.
Might as well start.
Might as well start.
Might as well start the podcast.
Oi, might as well start, well.
You might as well start the podcast.
The Pootcast?
The podcast.
Pood?
The podcast.
Also, I guess The Wire. I'm rewatching that again.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about The Wire.
Ryan's pretty much moved in now, my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he there right now?
He's in his room, I think.
His room? You mean
Maybe.
my room?
The guest room.
My room!
Last time I checked, you weren't paying rent.
A steak. Is he paying rent?
He's going to be.
Is he?
Yeah. He didn't have a job yet, but yeah.
You better let him. You better make him pay rent.
Better I?
You gotta get hard, Adam.
Yeah.
You gotta have him pay rent.
Yeah. That's the
Get
plan.
hard. Is he gonna stay there forever, basically, then?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say yes.
He'll probably be here for a little bit.
I'm being harsh on your bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, he doesn't really know what he wants to do yet, and he didn't really want to go to college and not know what to do.
Okay, yeah, of course. That's a good reason.
Yeah, it is, actually.
It isn't.
Because that's what happened to me.
Adam, I'm gonna let you...
I took, like, stuff in, like, 3 different majors.
I'm gonna let you in on a life secret, Adam. Nobody ever knows what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, you never know what you want to do. You just do what you're gonna do. I studied something I was interested in. I don't even have a career in that field.
He was thinking of going to a trade school.
Trade school?
Yeah.
Is that where they teach you bartering?
No.
How to barter?
They teach you a trade. He likes doing, like, shop stuff, so he thought about maybe becoming a welder.
Welder's good. They
Either
make
way-
fucking tits money.
Yeah, I know. Either way, he lived in Iowa, and he wanted to...
Iowa?
Yeah, he wanted to go to college down here around us, so
Yeah.
he kind of is going to wait a year anyway, I think, for the tuition. So he's
Fair
like,
enough,
actually
fair
has some
enough.
interest,
Good
so-
idea. Get prepared. Get hard for college.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you gotta go to college, man. It's important.
Depends on what you want to do.
Anything that pays well, other than Adam, who failed upwards. But you have a state job, so that's only makes sense. You have to fail upwards to get a state job.
I wish. If I could fail harder and get promoted, that'd be awesome.
No, you don't get promoted in state jobs.
That's not
Adam,
true.
you have to fail harder, Adam.
I must fail harder.
You have to be worse at your job to get promoted. That's how it works.
I've been trying.
You gotta suck up. You're being butt kissing.
Yeah.
Your nose better be browner than, I don't know, something that's really brown,
Yeah.
like a brownie.
That's possibly the best example, being that
Yeah.
it's named after being brown.
That's right. Is it?
Probably. What else? I don't know why else would be called a brownie.
Probably. You're right. Makes sense. Checks out. Let me just check the. Yep. All right. Yep. That's it. Makes sense. Checks out. Oh, so I can never visit again, is what you're telling me?
No.
Well, your brother will be there.
He can always stay at my mom for a while.
Kenny.
Yeah. Or my sister. Or
Kenny.
that's the nice thing about having family around here. I can ship them off. And
Ship him off. Man, I tell you, Adam's life is changing. He's got a roommate. It's his brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction right now, Adam.
What's that?
Your brother is going to be a drain on your money.
Actually, he's really conscious about that.
He does seem, from the little I've seen him, to have more initiative than you do.
He really does not like other people paying for anything.
So
for him.
that's a bonus. He seems to be very much not that part of the Adam that I know.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, Adam, you're the king of zero initiative.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Well, Adam, hard truths here.
This isn't even on the podcast, is it?
It will be, because I put everything on. But
right afterwards.
Yeah, this will be the end.
Yeah.
Why have we not started?
I don't know. You should probably start us.
Yeah, I should. But I'm not going to, because, I don't know, this is off topic.
All right.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I get that. Pay rent, pay for half the internet.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like 8 million copyright notices. It's gonna be downloading. So. Well, yeah, I suppose you probably get all those yourself anyway.
No, I don't do that much.
Neither do I. I gave up.
Yeah,
I gave it up.
I've gotten a copyright notice since I came here.
Like, I'm just trying to think of things I've torrented. I honestly can't think of anything I've torrented illegally.
It's only like British stuff.
The only thing I've ever torrented is stuff that's unavailable, basically. Yeah,
pretty
stuff
much.
That I cannot get. Like, for instance, now, I still don't think you can do this, but if you can, I will. But the first Sims game, I wanted to play the original The Sims, right? First The Sims, because I played that a ton back in the day. And I went on EA's Origin to buy it because I was like, oh, they'll have The Sims with a bunch of expansions for $10 or $20. I'll buy it, have all of it. I go on there, no, they got The Sims 2, which I didn't ever play. Yeah, I was like, no, I want the original fucking Sims, the original old ass graphics and music. I couldn't fucking find it, and then I went online to Amazon to buy a Sims, and it was $40 or $80 for a used copy of the discs.
Right.
And I was like, this is bullshit.
They might have it on something like Good Old Games.
No, they don't. For sure, they don't. I looked actually. I looked around, and there was no way. And I looked at forums why can you not buy this? I would like to purchase this old game, but they didn't have it. That bugs me.
Yeah, that's just
of course I turned to piracy.
Yeah.
Well, I have the discs.
Right.
But, I don't even know if they'd fucking install correctly, because I just downloaded one that was this works. Mm-hmm. Installed that said, this works on new computers.
Yeah.
And it still barely worked, because it's, locked to 800 by 600 screens. Maybe that's why they have so many problems porting it, maybe. A downloadable version. But whatever.
It could be. But, Good Old Games has done...
GOG?
Yeah, GOG has done pretty awesome stuff with that.
They have. They should get on that.
Yeah.
There's money.
There's money in them with our games.
All right. Adam, did you watch the Ash vs. Evil Dead trailer?
I did not. I did not know that was a thing until, I think, just very, very recently.
Have you seen, Army of Darkness and stuff?
I've seen Army of Darkness, and I think I've seen part of the first one.
Okay.
But I've never seen the second one, which is
we should really see Evil Dead. We should watch Evil Dead 2. That movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I hear that's the much more...
It's ridiculous. Well, Evil Dead was the student film.
That one's the more serious, horror one, whereas it starts getting funny and stupid, right?
Serious horror, yeah, but also ridiculous, too.
Oh, yeah, I did see the Notorious Vine scene.
Yeah, there's some nonsense in there, too, but... Mm-hmm. Anyway,